You just made. That's awesome. It's so cold today. We had, it was 30 degrees or 34 degrees, but it was like super windy. So it was like -14 or something. That's what it felt like outside. And we lost the internet for like 4 hours today. So I was not able to do as much work today as I could. And then we didn't get the internet back until like 4. So I managed to get a video uploaded on my YouTube channel. So if you follow me over on YouTube, you can see it there. But yeah, so, it's interesting. I have been kind of out of the loop. I have stayed kind of on the sidelines. I took a few months off and away from this chaos because I got really tired of all the doxing and the just maliciousness that happens because of Gypsy's fans that are basically her next Nicholas Skodajohns. And I knew that there was a level of dysfunction with this group because obviously I was in their inner circle for a while. Although I wasn't as in the inner circle as some people, like for sure. I was very busy with my own life, and my life did not revolve around Gypsy or her drama. But it got so weird in June because I don't know if you remember, but they filed a lawsuit against Fancy Misselli or April Johns. And it was weird because they were so excited when they filed the lawsuit, okay? And I was like, why did you file the lawsuit in Missouri? This doesn't even make sense. None of you live in Missouri. None of you live in, April doesn't live in Missouri. You don't live in Missouri. This has nothing to do with Missouri. Why are you filing it there? Chrissy, asking the question 6 times is not going to get your question answered. And if you keep doing that, I'm going to mute you. Okay. So please keep tapping and help me get up to 10,000 more taps, better likes. But it was interesting because you guys, they were so excited when they sued her. They were watching her talk about it live on her YouTube channel. They had their attorney watching it. They were so excited that Fancy was going to drive down to Missouri, and they were so set on the fact that they were going to get her arrested for I don't know what, because it was a civil lawsuit. And then subsequently she gets charged with making a false police report, which, you guys, I don't know if you know anything about filing a false police report, but it's not an extraditable offense. And most prosecutors don't file charges for filing a false police report if the person doesn't live in the same state, because they can't extradite Fancy from Kentucky to enforce this, right? It's not a felony, so they're not going to extradite her. And it's just weird because it's her attorney is the one that is supposedly, on the other hand, on the other side, or the victim of this false report, right? So it was almost like her attorney, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, got a prosecutor to file charges against her, which is what they wanted the whole time, to make her look like the criminal. I don't know. The whole thing is really weird, but it just got me thinking about when all of this was going on. They were texting me oh my God, we got her on a felony. Finally, we got her. Yeah, we're going to get her in prison. She's finally going to go down. And I'm thinking why would you want her to go to prison? What has she actually done to you? And anyway, this is the links they will go to, right? They stalk the people that speak about that. speak about them. They harass them, they dox them, they put out information about people. And for the longest time, I always thought it was weird that Christy would always have information about the people that spoke about her. And I just would wonder, like, how do you have all this time on your hand, Christy, to like dig for information on people? Like, who's in your like pocket that you're like spending all this time together, and you're like, why are you digging for information on content creators that are speaking about Gypsy? Do you do that to the journalists that cover her not so flatteringly? Do you dig up information about, you know, the different people that have interviewed her that have been less than flattering? Did you dig up criminal information about the ladies on The View, like Sunny, who didn't agree with you? But you don't do that. So instead you focus on content creators that refuse to go with the narrative that's in the public and actually want the truth. And so you spend time digging on them. Well, last night, I was watching Bree's live. Bree is the BFF, and she's really not the BFF. She's the BFF now. And Bree was showing screenshots of a conversation between two people, and the people were some lady named Beth and someone named Amy. And Beth used to be on the anti-Gypsy side, and then now she's on the pro-Gypsy side. But long story short, they all created this Discord, okay? All of these creators that are pro-Gypsy joined a Discord. And then in the Discord, they would just like dump and dig information on content creators. So this Beth lady spent a lot of her time digging to find dirt on Sir Morbid. And they were proud of the fact that they digged dirt on Sir Morbid. And then on the same live, while she's showing these screenshots, Bree is like bragging about how that's what they do to the people that talk. They dig dirt, they dox, they troll, they intimidate. So it got me thinking, Christy always seems to have information about people, and now it's like, wow, now you've got a whole Discord, Christy, that's digging dirt on people that speak about Gypsy so that you can have other content creators try to humiliate the people that speak and criticize Gypsy, who is a unaliver. Can you imagine that you spend all of your day on to all the different public websites to look for public records on various content creators so that you can try to humiliate them and deflect and project away from what Gypsy did? Because thus far, I want to be clear, not a single content creator has a charge that's even equivalent to Gypsy. No amount of digging into someone's past will change the fact that 100% of the content creators that are talking about her aren't schmurderers. Sure, there could be some felons that were incarcerated with her, but none of those that have come out of prison that were incarcerated with her had her charge of schmurder. So you're telling me that there are people that are willing to try to humiliate, intimidate, and embarrass content creators to protect a schmurderer. And I'm like listening to them fight about this. And they're like, this is killing our... And then they make these statements like, this is killing us. And I'm thinking, Sheena, you know Sheena? Sheena's the one that said I am an alcoholic. She said that this was killing us, this fighting that they were doing. And I was thinking, Sheena, don't you think it's weird to say this is killing us when there's actually a victim that was killed in this case? Like, why would you use the term, this is killing us? That's so utterly dramatic and insensitive to Dee Dee. What is actually hurting you guys is that you're protecting someone who unalived their mother. Oh, she's got a ton of anonymous accounts. I took some screenshots and let me see if I can show them to you. Just give me a second. Okay. I apologize because, hang on. Give me a second. I need to try to add. Okay, I took some screenshots. So this was the stuff they were talking about. The AYYLAMOOS, that is Beth. And she used to be Bree without the facts. Do you guys remember that account? And then she turned into like Midnight something Burn or something. And then Amy, I don't know what she used to be the ambulance lady. I don't know. But they were talking about this Discord and that Beth was leaking screenshots from the Discord or installed a bot in the Discord, right? And Bree is showing all of this. And in this are admissions they're talking about Bree, they're talking about their Discord, but let me see if I can find it. Trying to frame people with screenshots, getting deleted out of the Discord. But there's one where they're like, and so Rez is exposing Good Wives Network. So Bree is like showing all of these screenshots of people. She was in the Alamos or whatever. She was in Morbid's Discord. She digs until she finds what she wants. How do you think she got all that info about Ryan Lee? What Discord did you get kicked from? She was in Morbid's Discord taking information from Morbid's Discord, Beth, who's the Alamos or whatever, and she was using information from Morbid's Discord to try to expose Morbid and his and the content creators that are on his panel. They're not doing this to make money. They're doing this to settle a score for Gypsy. And then, like, they're talking about Sheena. They're talking about how she used to hate them. She used to hate Bree. Like, people don't trust her. I gotta find the part where he's talking about, I got all that. So Beth, basically, what she did was she was trying to help this chick Rez, who's the exposing person. And she dug up all kinds of stuff about Morbid and did it for Rez. So that she could prove to Rez that they were like, that she wasn't on the side of Morbid anymore. So Beth was digging up information on Morbid, digging up information on Morbid's panel, and doing all of this, and then putting it all in their Discord so that they could prove. And then they would show it to everyone, and then they all had information about everyone. So they're in this Discord. They're sharing content creators' addresses, phone numbers, mug shots, house pictures of their family, their Facebook pages, like the lengths that they're going to try to smear people that are speaking about Gypsy is, I've never seen anything like this. And it's ironic because earlier tonight, so they're all a part of it, you know, Rogie and Dreamer, and they're, you know, and the apparent Amelia the strawberry chick. It is against, so what they're doing is actually against Discord terms of service. You're not supposed to use Discord for the purpose of doxing and stalking people, and that's what they're doing in this Discord. And I have them on, like I have an hour and 20 minutes of them talking about this, fighting about this. And they're screaming at each other about this. And I recorded it, and they're yelling, and it's like, what part of them thought that they should do this on a public live? Did Bree just wake up and was like, well, you know, I can't pay my electric bill? Because she started out last night's live basically saying it was hard for her to come up with $8 to pay her electric bill. Okay? So she had to take a break from her long days of hiatus from talking about Gypsy so that she could come back online and yell at people about Beth and Rez. And it was the craziest thing, because it was like Bree was demanding people be loyal to her and have her back, because she is taking all of this proverbial crap for people, and that if people won't be loyal to her, then they're not with her, they're against her. And I'm like, are you crazy, Bree? What are you, a cult leader? You're going to tell people, like, they need to be loyal to you. They need to pick sides. I know, what electricity bill is $8. I know, Rachel, it makes no sense. I don't get it. She lies about everything. But I'm like, what are you doing? Do you understand how embarrassing this is? You guys are on a live. You are screaming at each other. You are admitting. Nina's saying the exact thing to her. Oh, about being loyal. Yeah. Listen, here's my take on that. I don't run on the streets I don't run in packs. I keep an arm's length from followers. I think it's inappropriate for content creators to get too close to the people that watch them, because there's a huge imbalance between, you know, you that watch me versus me. It can create unhealthy, unequal power dynamics. And it's not fair. Like, I don't want to ask people to do anything for me. I stay out of Discords. I don't have Facebook pages that are for my company. I have pages, but not groups. Like, I just don't do that. I learned very early on that it doesn't ever work. You need to keep to yourself. You have to be respectful of your audience and not expect your audience to do shit for you. And you never should be having people that are following you do dirty work for you. You should never be encouraging the people that are looking up to you as a content creator and encourage them to dig into people's pasts, go get me the criminal records, go look for the court records, because you're not talking about public figures, right? You're talking about some of these content creators that they're doing this to are like, have a couple thousand followers, right? That's not that much. You could be just someone that has 1,000 friends just from all the people. They're just normal people. They're not public figures. They're not famous. And they're digging information up on these people like they are. It is a very different situation for the public to want to review the public case information of a convicted murderer and look at public records for discovery, and police reports and photographs and testimony and transcripts from trial and footage from trial. Like, all of that is acceptable when it comes to like a high profile case. If you want to dig into that and talk about that, that's fine. But digging into other people's lives that have nothing to do with this other than they want to talk about it, it's unacceptable. And it's like, and they are laughing about doxing people. I have been accused of doxing people, and I'll tell you one thing. I have never done what these people have done, ever. I am not spending my days and nights doing that kind of shit. Like, they're pulling out Hello Starlight's mugshot. They're like, I mean, and she's a small creator. And it's like, what is your motive here? Because you yell at people every day and say that everyone is making money off Gypsy. By the way, Bree, this live has netted me 334 diamonds. I'm thinking it's about $1 that I've made so far. I'm not making money here on Gypsy, but I didn't go live, starting this live, saying that I needed to pay an electric bill, Bree. You did last night, and then you proceeded to be live for, I don't even know, like 12 hours? I've never seen the amount of doxing on any other platform than I've seen on TikTok. This is what they do on TikTok. I've never seen people do it on YouTube. YouTube doesn't allow that at all. You can lose your channel for doing that kind of stuff. Right? Don't go spending that dollar. Yes, those 334 diamonds that I've made so far, I'm going to spend it on $1. Yeah, she couldn't pay her water bill. This month, she's having a hard time paying her electricity bill. The reason why I don't come on this platform very often is because of the doxing. And then as they're all talking about the doxing that they're doing, right? They're bragging about doing this. They're gloating. They think it's funny. And they're talking about trolling, right? So they're like, oh yeah, I went into her live. I went into this person's live. So then they're also intentionally going into people's lives to start problems and fights and chaos. And, you know, I was live like a couple days ago with Fancy, and I've never seen the amount of trolling. And I get trolled a lot, you guys. Like, I have a lot of haters, but I've never seen the amount of trolling anyone gets but her. I mean, I get it. Like, she's not well liked by the Blanchards, and they have revved people up about her to try to make her feel like she's not credible. But it's just bizarre to me, Brianna, that, and this is the other thing I was thinking about. I did release information about Bree's husband, okay? But there's a difference in me doing this versus her doing this to someone else, and here's why. Bree is associating with someone that's on parole that unalived her mother. The success of an individual in re-entry depends on who their friends are. And if your friends have warrants out for not paying their damn speeding tickets and have a husband that's on parole probation for forgery, you are who your friends are, and it tells you what your success will be. And if you're associating with people that are all down with trolling and doxing and harassing and humiliating anyone that dares to speak against the public narrative or try to speak the truth, it proves that you have not reformed in any way. You wasted 8.5 years behind bars to come out to learn nothing, to continue to use social media to hurt people. You are using social media in the exact same way that you used it to manipulate Nicholas Godejohn to do your bidding. And now you are trying to get these people to harass content creators and hurt them and make them feel like you're the victim of the people that are speaking about you when you're not. Gypsy Blanchard Anderson, because you're still married, you want the benefits of being a public figure without any of what else comes with it. You don't get to be a public figure and not get criticized. I'm a minor public figure and I get criticized every day. If I spent time and my breath watching videos that smaller content creators make about me, I would get nothing done. And that's why I don't watch it, I don't react to it, and I don't care. Because you have to have a thick skin if you're gonna walk out into the public and want to be a famous person with a reality show and profit very, not even like, how do I even say this? Disgracefully profiting off the notoriety of what you did to your mother. Meanwhile, you were actively involved in fraud for years with your mother, malingering on her behalf so that you could get wish trips and gifts from celebrities and defrauding your community. Not a single dime of any of what you've made has gone back to any of the victims in your case. You have not done any restitution to any of the organizations, and making a small donation to Make-A-Wish, what'd you give them, $500, Gypsy? Do you know, Gypsy, each one of those trips you got from Make-A-Wish was $20,000? You owe them $60,000. Your little $500 or $200 donation doesn't change the fact that you took resources from a child that was sick. And you knew you weren't sick. You told me you weren't sick. You told me on the phone that you got a wish trip and you knew you weren't sick. You knew that you didn't have anything life-threatening, and you knew that it was fraud. You've given nothing back to anyone. She's in comments on another smaller creator's pink, I don't even know what her page is. She hates me now because I took a screenshot of a comment that Gypsy made. Apparently on TikTok, if you screenshot comments on some other creator's page, even though the comment isn't the creator's comment, it's Gypsy's comment, apparently on TikTok, you have to credit the person. I've never seen that. Pink Pony, yeah. Do you know that like news articles all the time take screenshots of people saying something and they very rarely post and credit where it came from? It's just she said on Instagram in a comment. So apparently her comment on Pink's page was like, she owned the comment, I guess, and I was supposed to credit her. Anyway, and then when I said to her that I didn't take her content, then she told me I was projecting and called me a gaslighter. So then I finally tagged her, and then she blocked me. So she made like 3 videos about me, in case you're wondering. But nobody owns the rights to Gypsy's comments. And, but again, why is Gypsy? I don't even know how many followers that person has. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Does anyone have an idea how many followers she has? She doesn't have that many followers. So I found it weird that Gypsy was on her page. Like, Gypsy, your page has 9.9 million followers. Why do you care what someone who has less than 50,000 followers says about you? Why do you even waste your time? You have an entire network that's like eating up the bullshit that comes out of your mouth and paying you for the bullshit coming out of your mouth. And then you're on small content creators' pages that are, in the grand scheme of things, meaningless because you have a whole ass network kissing your ass. No. I want to talk about the screenshot that she put out about Ken and no. Nina doesn't source shit. She doesn't understand where it comes from. That screenshot of Christy talking about Ken is from 2019. It is not recent. That is between her and Fancy. It is from Fancy's Google Drive of all of her conversations with Ken and Christy about Ken. It didn't come from Reddit. It came from a Google Drive. No, I'm telling you, I'm in a Facebook group, right? And someone posted the conversations from Fancy's Google Drive into the Facebook group and said, here's all the conversations if you want to see on Ken. And the conversation happened in 2019 between Fancy and Christy. Yes, they broke up in 2019. Yeah, she got it from Reddit, but it's not a new post. If you go into the Google Drive, it's all dated. All of it is dated. And Fancy's relationship ended with Christy in 2019. So it's not new. It's not new at all. And she's not trying to off Ken. It's just Nina trying to just, she's always got to yesterday it was, oh, she ripped off Habitat for Humanity. And then now it's, oh my God, she's trying to off Ken. No, she's not. That's from 2019. I have had access to the Ken conversations in that Google Drive for months. They did break up. When they first broke up, they didn't tell anyone, and Christy didn't tell anyone. They were just keeping it private. No, Ken is not sick. That was from 5 years ago. No, someone posted it on Reddit, and they didn't state that it came from a Google Drive of old conversations between Fancy and Christy. I have access to the Google Drive that has all of these conversations, and they're from 2019. That's how I know Electric Blue, because it was posted in a Facebook group today, but I also had access to it because I got access to it from Fancy. And if you remember, I was around and friends with Christy when Gypsy and Ken broke up. And Nina just doesn't care about the truth or the facts because she just cares about the money. It's fine. I don't care. Make your money, girl. I'm good with my 992 diamonds. Okay, you guys, I'm up to $3 for this live. Thank you. I love Fancy. She has all the facts. Okay. So I have access to that Google Drive. Fancy gave me access to the medical records Google Drive. So the last few days, I've been reading tons of medical records that have literally never been. I can almost buy a copy. Is it true that Beth is playing Brie? Like, you guys, let me tell you a story about this group of trolls. You sent 2 corgis. Oh, thank you, creativity. Well, I don't think I get all those bucks. Is it $6? Is it 6? Did I get $6? Thank you for the corgis. What did I put for my gifts? Did I, oh, I didn't change it. I thought I changed it. Hold up. Let me edit. I thought I changed it. I wanted, there was, hold up. Okay, I did a new goal. Okay. I can get a McMuffin now. What did controversial say? I got half of it. Is that? Yeah, Talk takes a piece and I get partial piece. Exactly. So yeah, Brie was like crying last night because everyone is fighting. But Beth used to run the account, Brie without the facts. Okay. She used to be on the anti side. Now she's on the pro side. And here's the thing with trolls on the internet. They flip-flop. Now, I understand that I used to be on the side of the Blanchards, but you'll never get me to flop back. I'm never going to go be friends with Brie because she's fucking crazy. And I have Christy Blanchard blocked on everything. I will never take a phone call from her. I will never email her. I will never talk to her ever again. I have it recorded. I just don't know how I can play it. Let me see. My son has a iPad. Let me see if it got saved to our iPad. I saved like an hour and a half of it. I actually was recording it and I fell asleep. So they were like screaming and yelling at each other. It was like Sheena was yelling at Brie and Brie was yelling at Sheena. It was wild, y'all. Oh. Okay. I have my iPad. Let me see if it's on here. You guys, and hold on. My son is autistic and he will get annoyed if anything changes, so I have to be very careful about how I do this. Yeah, I thought Brie was taking a break too, but she needed to pay her electric bill. I hope she got the $8 that she needed in order to pay her electric bill. Okay. Oh, hold up. It's not synced up, so give me a quick sec. Bluetooth on. Keep my name out your mouth. Okay, what is this? It has my old stuff. Weird, hold on. It's like it hasn't updated for a few days. It hasn't updated since December 1st. How do I get this so that how do I get see if it works. For whatever reason, the iPad hasn't updated information. Oh, switch the iPad Wi-Fi back off and on. Okay, I'll try that. I don't need to connect it to my... Okay. It still hasn't updated. This is weird. I'm trying to AirDrop it. Hold. Stay there and I'll AirDrop it. Stay there and I'll AirDrop it. Hold on.
I don't know much about this, but because of the API, something to do with the API that they don't, there's no.
So someone set up a bot in the Discord that they had, and the Discord bot was taking screenshots and doing it every so often. And Bree is convinced that you cannot actually set up a bot, and you can. Discord has so many different kinds of bots you can set up. There was an anti-page about me, and they had it botted that they would pull anytime I posted anything on any place I ever commented. So if I posted on Twitter, it would automatically go into the Discord. If I posted on Instagram, it went into the Discord. Equally, they can bot and take screenshots and do like screen records of a time and period in a Discord. And then nobody knows the screenshot is being taken. People that use Discord are often gamers and they're very technological. And so Bree is an idiot if she thinks that there's not a bot that's in Discord. But there definitely are bots in Discord that can do this. But yeah, the group that hated me had an automatic bot that set up, and everything that I posted would go into their Discord. And then as soon as I would post something, they would go to that, whether it was Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, and then they would just spam me with negative comments. So they can track you. So that was like one of the fights.
API or something, that's the reason you can't. But there's no way using any type of anything that you can build a bot to detect that someone takes a screenshot in Discord.
Yes, you can. Shut up, Bree.
But they said this happened. And Beth was supposed to be shit on for it. And now half of our community is taking one person's back and half of our community is taking the other person's back.
Why can't I? Hold on. I'm trying to it's not showing me. It's not letting me fast forward. Bree hacks people. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. There's people in that group that send hot links and like never open an email from any of these people that has a link in it and never click on the link. Click on the link.
I don't care what anyone says at this point, so unless you have proof for me, you cannot build a one.
Hold up.
See, I wish I would have known about this conversation that Beth was having with Amy, because I would have been like, do not trust it. You want to know why? Nothing against Amy, but if seen this, then Rez would be pissed off at Amy, right? She's gonna go after Amy because she's talking mad shit about her. But is that what's happening? Okay, so let me go.
So, like,
you send it on Discord. I'll get to my computer because I want everyone to see this, because you know what? I already know. Like, I'm risking people coming after me, and it sucks. It does suck. You think, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay, so let me pull that up.
Did you see that where it said all the work I did to pull up stuff on Morbid?
Like, pick up your foot. Okay, Beth.
So look at that.
Send you a video of the message thread.
Look at that. All of that work and info I got on Morbid and gave to the Discord before they kicked me. So she was digging information on Morbid, putting it into the Discord for them so that they can dox and harass and stalk him. And then they were stealing information from Morbid's Discord because this person was in Morbid's Discord pretending that she was their friend.
Oh, well. Said it because I have proof that shows many places that you can't do it.
Hi, dysfunctional cutie.
Okay, so let me take this off so I can go over the thread again. I'm going to start at the beginning, but I'll skip over the ones I already did.
I want to get to the part where they're screaming at each other. Hold on.
Mean to her. She was just in there. Like, and all of us have gone to spaces that we probably...
Now, I want to just preface this, that the reason why Bree is, like, mad, won't take Rez's side, and I don't care who's in the wrong here, but it's very obvious me. It caused a divide because someone was accused of leaking screenshots, and then other people were saying that people were being mean to Beth and Beth was being mean to Rez. I don't know. It's really dumb. Honestly, it's just nitpicky, petty shit. But it's very obvious to me that Bree doesn't care what Beth is doing because Beth supports her and Rez hates Bree. So she's, of course, going to look at Rez as the problem. It doesn't matter what Rez is doing, and I frankly don't give a shit what they're doing. But the fact is she's willfully like admitting that they're like digging into people's lives, and she's posting this all over on the internet. Like, I could care two shits about their fight, honestly. I was more like, what are you guys doing? Why are you posting this? Like, do you realize that you're admitting that you're doing all of this trolling for Gypsy? Hang on. Hold on. Okay.
Not meaning to go after his mom. He said, go back to your mom's basement. Okay? So, I don't know why he's, the first thing I said about I didn't know his mom was dead. Okay. That's interesting. So who all was in the private live? And she said, fuck if I know. It was like a month ago, almost, I think. Walk and go suck a big fat... Hold
on. I want to get to the part where she brings people on the panel because that's boring. I don't know why this is being so... And to the person that's like, why are you getting involved in this? You know what, Lisa, you don't have to watch. You can just jump out. I have been covering this story for years, and if you don't like it, that's fine. But I'm going to talk about this. And if you're not interested in this topic, I just posted a video about sister wives on YouTube, okay? Okay. This is where they start fighting with each other.
Exactly.
Bitching about it if I went looking for it. Did you hear me come back from Morbid's?
I feel like Rez
say he called me fat. No, I went over there willingly. I'm not going to come back over here and complain about it if it goes.
Morbid's also not playing. Morbid's not also. Morbid isn't. Morbid is straight up about what he just don't like us. That's not what happened in this situation, though. This is Beth not doing anything to Rez, and then Rez making a video about her. What did she do to Rez?
I sent you screenshots. That's all I know is you got to look at those. I have more coming. I don't want to comment on a situation until I have all of the facts in front of my face. But I did send you some screenshots. If you want to look at them, great. But this has got to stop. It's killing us.
Can I say something? Can I say something before I lose my train of thought? I feel like in a way, Rez has been doing that for months. She goes over there, trolls people, and would come back over here to us and say, I need your support. I need y'all to have my back. I need y'all to do this and that. So what's the difference in her doing it and Beth doing it?
Nobody liked it. Nobody enjoyed it. And it got to be a lot. And many of it.
So what I want to explain to you what they're doing, if you're not familiar to what they're trolling, but what they're doing is they're ganging up and they're like swarming people's lives, okay? Which is actually against terms of service on YouTube. I don't know what the terms of service are on TikTok, but if they were to do this on YouTube, they could lose their channels. But they're intentionally swarming people's lives to cause chaos, to bully and to harass and to intimidate. And they're bringing all of their friends there to cause problems. And they're admitting to doing this. You're not supposed to do this. This is actually called harassment. It's what they flag everyone for. And it's not supposed to. Beth is Midnight Blade Runner. She used to be Bree without the facts, and Midnight Resident or whatever, she is exposing Good Wives Network or whatever.
Felt that way.
About Rez?
Yes.
But nobody's telling that to her. Nobody's saying those things to her.
I did.
But you're still backing her at the same time.
I'm not backing Rez. I'm not mad at Rez or not going to not talk to Rez.
Rez is the reason all this is happening.
I told you that sometimes you have to pick a lane. And if I have to pick a lane, Bree, it's going to be your lane. But that doesn't mean I have to cast Rez to the side and never speak.
You don't have to. But when it comes to this issue, that's what's causing it. Because
what's causing it is Beth won't stay away from over there looking for trouble. And
this is so crazy to me. Did you not see what
I don't understand that because Beth has not caused me any problems. Beth has not caused me any problems at all.
We hear about it, and we were just saying, look.
All I had to hear about it. I know it's sad.
A shitstorm without your boots.
What if I would have came on that live? What if I would have came on that live whining about something? Would you say that about me? No. It's because you don't like Beth.
It's not about not liking her.
So you would have done that to me?
You're the only one that's saying this, Bree. You're not.
I know people are saying both different sides. I know there's some people saying that.
You're not listening to people who have loved and been there for you.
You see, and that's not fair to me. That's not fair to me. So I'm supposed to just compromise.
Take emotion out of it and say something is wrong here. Where there is smoke, there is fire. There is a common denominator here. I know there's trolls out there. I know there's trolls out there, and people mess with people, but don't go looking for it.
It's only a problem when Beth does it.
About it is what I'm saying.
Yeah, why isn't it a problem when Rez would go looking for trouble and she would get it? Why wasn't it a problem when she did it?
It was a problem with me. It was a problem.
You
with
had a
me.
problem with what Rez was doing, but you just didn't say anything about it. But now you want to say something about Beth doing
No,
it?
I spoke to Rez about that. I spoke to Rez
Right,
about
but
that.
I want to publicly do it to Beth.
Well, did you force Rez to block people, and did you force Rez to stop doing what she's doing?
Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything.
You told Beth today that you would.
What I find really disturbing about this, you guys, and I just want to be completely honest, they're having a fight about people that are trolling, okay? And Sheena doesn't agree with Bree. And Bree and Amelia are basically trying to bully Sheena into taking their side. And then making her feel and manipulate her to take their side. Making her feel bad for not seeing it their way. They're like ganging up on her to like try to whittle her into submission. And I don't even like Sheena. I hate Sheena. But you can't have your own opinion there. If you don't see it her way, it's the wrong way.
Block her if she didn't do this, and several people jumped on that bandwagon with you.
Absolutely will, because I've had
Well, that
enough.
sounds like forcing to me. You didn't do that to Rez.
Beth doesn't care if I block her or not. You think she cares about me?
Okay, that's not the point, Sheena. That's not the point, Sheena. You didn't do any of those things to
None of this
Rez.
is ever going to be worked out. It's not. It's not, because people aren't able to put aside that and say wrong is wrong and right is right. In this situation, what Rez did is wrong.
This shit was over and done, and I
No,
thought
wasn't. I was sleeping and y'all dealt with this when I.
It wasn't over. It wasn't over. We weren't allowed to express ourselves and explain how we felt about the Discord. Y'all are moving on against whatever y'all want to say about Beth and Rez. No, this started with the Discord, and nobody would acknowledge it, and we were not allowed to speak on it. Everybody wanted us to shut up, and everybody has totally disregarded Aubrey and my. That is so shitty.
Because you're saying people feel this way, but what about the people who don't feel that way? Because they weren't being heard.
Aubrey asked me tonight if I believe she got kicked out of the Discord. I don't know anything about that, but if Aubrey tells me she got kicked out, I believe Aubrey got kicked out. Period. I don't know what happened with that situation, but if she says it, I
But
believe
we told y'all what happened, and everybody ignores us and
it.
just brushes
I heard
it off.
you, Carrie. I heard
And-
you.
Carrie Ann needs an opportunity to talk.
And nobody even acknowledges it. I'm up here screaming it from the fucking rooftops, and y'all are ignoring me, or you're dismissing it. Rez is the problem. This all started because of her and that.
No, ladies and gentlemen, I want to interrupt them. This all started because you're defending a schmurderer. This doesn't have shit to do with Rez. It doesn't have shit to do with Beth. It has to do with the fact that all of you are in a toxic trauma bond connected over a toxic woman who manipulated a man with autism into unaliving her mother. You are as strong as your leader, and your leader is a mentally ill woman that unalived her mother. And Sheena's like, this is killing us. This is killing us. No, Sheena, you're alive. Dee Dee's the one that's at her sister Claudia's house.
Discord. And I told y'all that in our chat. And nobody acknowledged me other than Fez. And Fez said that the Discord had been shut down, which was a lie. You were all still in it.
Who, me?
There's a lot of lies going on that people are just like overlooking. Like they couldn't prove, they weren't willing to prove it.
She's saying that people aren't overlooking the lies, but she'll overlook the lie that Gypsy was not part of the con and knew she could walk, and that, Gypsy has a microdeletion and didn't have 30 unnecessary surgeries and didn't get a feeding tube, and doctors didn't actually hurt her. Like, she's mad that people are overlooking the lie that Rez told, but she will overlook every single one of Gypsy's lies. Does anyone find this hysterical?
Else, because there was no other proof. There was no proof of anything. And that's what people are not realizing so instead of realizing that and making this person be held accountable, people are putting that on Beth going to poke around. Like, she literally, you want to know, she wasn't even in the ambulance anymore. You want to know what happened one morning? This is what happened. Rez was like, let's go troll the ambulance. And she got Beth to go with her. They went and trolled together. But yeah, Beth's such the problem, though. Like, it's like people don't see the bigger picture.
So Bree is admitting that people that she is claiming as her own that are pro-Gypsy are trolling people intentionally. And I want to be clear, they're not trolling anyone for Bree. Bree is just, they're all close to Bree because they think by being close to Bree, they're close to Gypsy. Gypsy doesn't give a shit about any of these people at all. And they're admitting to doing all of this live. And Gypsy is on parole. So what she's saying is that we were going to go harass people for Gypsy.
The picture is Rez is using people, and she used me for all these months and don't give a shit. You know what? You think she gave a shit when these people that she barely knows, which nothing against them at all, she didn't give a fuck about me anymore. She even said Ethan doesn't have my back when Ethan didn't even know about any of this. She chose for Ethan that he wasn't going to have my back when that wasn't even the case. He didn't even know. I saw the message she put in Discord. He acted like he had no idea what was going on. So she was even right then and there saying like Bree doesn't have protection anymore. Like, why? Because
the screen is black, you guys, because if I show too much of the live, I'm going to get flagged for sharing unoriginal content. Okay. And it's better that we just do it this way. If I can put up a color on the background if you want, so that you don't have a black screen, but I'm not going to show you the video because then they will flag me and I'll get reported. And they do report for that, just so you know.
I called her out. Just like everybody wants to do to Beth, but Beth didn't go poke over there. Beth didn't go poke.
Everybody wants to hold Beth accountable and talk about Beth needs to tell the truth and all the things.
Look, Rez was talking shit about 3 months ago, and you know what? People have been telling me that, but I've been ignoring it. Rez has been lying to me about that, but I finally seen screenshots. She was talking shit about me, but I accepted her, and I didn't even acknowledge it. I just, like, I forgave her without her even, she was just, anytime I would even say I forgave her, she would almost get offended because it felt like I believed them. But I chose not to make it an issue. Like, but she's been talking about me.
So really what she's admitting to here is she's taking, even though Beth is probably in the wrong here, because let's be honest, Beth actually is trolling them. She is. These people are idiots. If you have someone that comes from the anti side and they go to the pro side and then they're causing this kind of drama, Beth is trolling them. 100%. She used to be Bree without the facts. That's who Beth is. And she's not defending Rez because she has beef with her. Because if you're not loyal to Bree, she's going to make everyone hate you. It's like cult-like behavior, honestly. And they're doing this all for a schmurderer.
Silence. Rez was given the opportunity to talk. She said that she would talk on her terms when she was ready or whatever. Rez was given an opportunity. Rez turned around and said, look, I'm not going public with this. I'm not going to talk about it.
But she's the one that was on live about it first.
I think it's just best for us to part ways where it is.
And what's jacked up about the whole thing?
There was nothing else. There was no discussion. We were all just left.
And while Beth was being accused, they asked how many screenshots that the bot got of Beth taking the screenshots. I went because the panel, Bree and Crystal and everybody was in here, asked that question. I went and I asked Aaron myself in a very nice way. I know nothing about a bot. I don't know how any of that works. So I said, hey, Aaron, in a very nice way. But
But it was still there. And by
But
the
it
way,
was still there.
if this bot supposedly takes pictures of all the screenshots, that means she would know how many she took. It's because they were lying. And that's the thing that everybody can't get on a page with. It's like y'all don't even care if that was a lie. Y'all don't even care if she lied about that because y'all don't like Beth. But the problem is you have to take that out of the equation because her lying about that caused all of this. That's the big picture. You don't have to like Beth. Nobody has to like Beth. But the fact of the matter is they lied about that and it tore apart our entire community. And everybody wants to keep pretending like it hasn't, but it has.
Okay, so Breeze wants you guys to believe that their whole community has been torn apart because Beth set up a bot in the Discord and then she's claiming Rez lied that a bot was set up in the Discord. Like, they're literally crying and saying that their entire community has fractured over screenshots of what they were doing in their Discord. Peel the onion with me. What they're really upset about is that the bullshit that they're doing in their Discord is public now. And yet, because they're so stupid, they're putting this out publicly. So they're mad that people took screenshots of their Discord. So then what do? They talk about the screenshots that were in the Discord and admit to what they're doing in the Discord. Make it make sense. The people that support Gypsy have, they're not dealing with a full deck. I guarantee you there's people in this group that have very severe mental illnesses or personality disorders or narcissism or I don't know. Their biscuits are not fully cooked. Yeah.
And guess what? Rez is over there having a good ass time, not giving a fuck about any of us. And pretending like she cares about some of y'all, but she don't.
And frankly, what this really sounds like to me is that Bree is feeling threatened, that there's people that have split off from her and that have taken people from her that were once kissing her ass. Honestly. I feel like Bree is threatened from anyone else having the top dog and having the, the power in this group. And it's like, Bree, you can't even pay your electric bill. And so you're going to stake your superiority on running a group of idiots on the internet that troll and dox and harass and intimidate anyone that talks about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And yeah, okay, so I have made 1,000 diamonds, you guys. I think that's like $10. Maybe. No, that's not $10. Okay, hold on. I closed out of that. Like, I don't make very much on TikTok. I don't care about that. I'm trying. This is so. Sorry, this is like so sensitive. Hold on. The touch screen on this iPad is so sensitive. I don't know if anyone else has an iPad, but like.
Oh, different. I know there's some.
You're not listening to people who have loved and been there for you.
You see, and that's not fair to me. That's not fair to me. So I'm supposed to just compromise
out of it.
Like, I forgave her without her even. I can't get on a page with. It's like.
Some negative thoughts over here, and I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that, but it's just kind of shocking to me. It's shocking that Oh, I think I was going because, people care so deeply for her. She clearly don't care about me. She didn't care. She's not reached out to me or anything. So it's hard to care about someone whose face I don't know, whose name I don't know, and who doesn't care about me. So I don't understand where some people just feel so strongly about caring for her whenever.
What about the Brandy thing? She wanted us to take the rap for that. Nobody cares.
Right, that's one of the things that happened. I was like, why does she not care that me and some of our other close friends are getting blamed for something that we didn't do? It was because it was her and her people that did it. You know what I mean? And she didn't care about that. That was very strange to me. Can't get off my stuff.
Carrie, I want to tell you, I heard you say that you were mistreated in the Discord. I heard that, and I didn't say that wasn't true or
You
discounted
didn't
that.
acknowledge it. You dismissed me.
You just and turned around and said you was keeping Rez. You dismissed
you feel like
and
I
turned
did,
around
I
and said you was
apologize.
keeping Rez.
And if
If
the
I
bot
discounted you, I apologize. That's not my intention ever.
and if the bot is catching screenshots, why didn't it tag Crystal taking her screenshots and how many?
And the others in there taking the screenshots.
What did I say earlier on?
Oh my God, is Crystal out of the group? You guys, did Crystal get kicked out of the group? Can you believe this is what they're fighting about? Imaginary people on the internet that are all supporting a schmurderer?
My whole thing is, I decided a while back, because this was killing us, to put this to the side and move on. I told Beth, here's how I proceed with you from now on. I may not like you, but I'm not going to be.
She has said this is killing us how many times now? Killing us. An internet dispute about screenshots because they've all been busted trolling and digging up dirt on people, and they don't want anyone to know. And so they're all pointing fingers at each other while also exposing all of it online. You guys, if you got caught doing this shit, would you go online and openly admit to committing your crimes? If these people were criminals, they would be like, oh, hey, I just robbed a bank.
Mean to you, I'm not going to mistreat you. I'm moving on because it's killing us. And so today, my understanding is I'm past the Discord. We're all past the Discord. And what we're talking about today is you can't go into somebody's live and call them crazy and then go
But
over
that's not
to
what
a
happened.
page and then go over to
what
Dreamer
happened,
and act
though.
like you're a victim. You can't.
That's not even what happened.
Please let me finish.
I don't see the point in letting you finish it when what you're saying is not correct.
When it did
Well,
not
then you
happen
can correct
that
me
way.
when I'm done. You can correct me when I'm done. How about that?
That's the second time you've already been corrected on that.
I don't sit here and do that to you, Amelia.
And you've repeated yourself on it twice.
All right. And you
I don't care. You've already been
No,
corrected on that and you're repeating it again. You've already been corrected on that and repeating it again.
Well, I know what
That's what's going on.
And then you don't
Well, it
say
wasn't a valid
someone
thought anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
rated you into showing their records when you made a post trying to negate Dank and put your medical records up. That's all I'm saying. If you're looking for trouble, you're gonna get it.
What post?
When you
The
bring it
trouble
over here, it
is-
just causes trouble.
Rez made a post about her. That's not what. That's what I'm saying. This post that she made about Dank supposedly towards Dank. I don't know when that took place, but all I do know is if you can't see the manipulation that happened in that Discord between her and Amy, then I don't know how. She literally.
How does Bree miss the manipulation of what Gypsy's doing to all of these people? Yeah, and Gypsy does love this. Although, no, she does. I mean, she loves it because, Bree is, fighting, right? Fighting for her. But she's not laughing about this happening. This is, because these are her people, right? These are the people that support her. I made a video on that. Okay. She's not laughing at them at all. This would make her ego big because they're all fighting for her. Yeah, I think it makes them feel important that they're fighting for a public figure too.
I do see that.
What do you think she did that for? Rez.
I do see that.
And I have one last question, and I'll jump down. Sheena, you said there's somebody that doesn't have a dog in the fight that assured you that those screenshots could be taken. My question to you is, have you been shown the screenshots?
Oh my
from the
God.
bots?
I just said what bothers me.
No,
is that Crystal's
that's not my
screenshot
question,
could not
baby.
be shown.
Baby, my question is, have you seen screenshots? And I don't care if they're from Crystal or from anybody else.
I've
Have
not
you seen
seen
them?
Okay,
No,
well,
I've not seen actual screenshots. I have not.
Because they're lies, and that's the root of all of this. Skip Beth, skip her medical records or anything. Nobody got past the Discord. I don't know who told everybody we're past the Discord. No, we weren't allowed to elaborate and explain what happened on that Discord. So now we're just now getting to that.
but I do want to say
Don't
this
agree.
really fast, Beth. is
You're
that I sent
attacked,
it to
you're
Amy.
jumped, and everything else. There are people who don't agree with what you guys are saying, but they don't want to say it because they don't want to sit where I'm sitting right
Don't
now.
agree with what?
I'm
That
mad
he
enough
did
to
that?
handle it. You can throw it at me. I can take it.
Okay. First, I want to say this. Then I want to ask the questions that. Okay, because you said that she gave her medical records to Dank. Beth just said I sent them to Amy before Dank said that. So that's what I'm saying. So what are you basing this off of? Like, because I never seen her medical records before. Like,
She made a post to Dank, clapping back at Dank.
Oh,
and put
thank
her
you.
medical records up.
when?
Thank
I
you.
sent you the screenshots.
I know, but when was that? That was recently.
Yes.
Because
From
they
what I
said that.
understand, yes.
Because no, but that's what I'm saying. She never did that first. She did that after. So no, the thing where it happened first. She did that after.
I have another situation, and I have screenshots coming. I have not gotten them yet, but I'm to the point where I don't even care anymore. It's like, where do
But
we
it
go
matters
from
because
here?
people are jumping down Beth's throat for something she didn't do, and this is what's
Of
causing all
course
this.
you don't care because it
If I
doesn't
had-
go for your
if I had a
your
smoking
point of
gun in
view.
my hand, I would not show anyone. I wouldn't. At this point, I wouldn't.
So they're like, what I think is hysterical though, is that I guarantee you, who wants to place bets that bet that Beth 100% put a bot in their Discord and did this? I guarantee you Beth did this, right? And they're fighting so hard for her because they hate the other person. And they're sitting there fighting, saying this can't be done. And they're defending someone claiming that this can't be done, but it can be done. And they're only defending her because this chick kisses Bree's ass. Like, it can be done 100%. I used to be in a Discord, and people can bot. There's so many kind of bots you can set up in there. And she's like standing on the side of Beth because Beth is blindly like kissing her ass. But Bree is like in bed with someone that had a troll account that hated her 2 months ago. Bree will be the downfall of Bree. Bree will be the downfall of Bree. Nobody else. Thank you, Brooklyn and Diane. No one else. So they don't even refer to it as Gypsy's side. They call it Bree's side. So like Bree is their cult leader. It is fucking weird. Hold on. Like, I took a bunch of screenshots, but she's like, this is Beth. And it's like, they're breaking up everything on Bree's side. I get you don't like me because of my opinion, but you don't need to go around belittling me. Reminds me of why I don't have friends. I know. Same. I wasn't trying to break up your friendship. Like they're fighting like they're in second grade. I think the bots just, I don't know what they, oh, well, Faith, yes, you're my friend. I mean, my TikTok friends, right? They're crazy. And then they're like posting this woman's like medical records to try to prove that she doesn't have a traumatic brain injury or something. And they're trying to say that she's older than she is. It's all very comical, honestly. Like, I don't know why. No, Ken is not really sick. That's from 2019. I know. Where is the popcorn? Exactly. Did I get to the part where Bree cries? No, because I don't have that part. Someone else does, but I don't have that part. That was all I had. That's all I have. Really, there wasn't anything more. Well, let me see if there's... I think that's all I had. No, Gypsy is not poisoning Ken. That's from 2019. It was when they broke up. And those messages are between Fancy and Christy. They don't talk anymore. You know, it amazes me that Nina's stans are always like, she never gets anything wrong. And it's like, well, I've like 4 stories in the last week. Okay, hold on.
Please let me finish. Please. I said, but the one thing that bothers me is, why couldn't Crystal's screenshot be shown too? That bothers me, okay?
It should.
Because
it's not true.
Because if that had been shown, this would not still be continuing right now, okay? My whole thing is, I decided a while back, because this was killing us.
Again, it's killing us. Someone in the comments in there is SMB Explorers. It says, all I know is that Rez was brilliant at getting information on Fancy. So they're in the comments gloating about the digging that they're doing on these people that are not supportive of Gypsy. Okay? Like, I can't with these people. Hold on. Okay. The killing me, right? How many times is she going to say it's killing me?
To put this to the side and move on. I told Beth, here's how I proceed with you from now on. I sent you, I don't believe it's from months ago. I'll make sure of that. I will check into that.
It's not from months ago. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not from months ago. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not from months ago. If it was from months ago, then that would be right that she showed it to somebody already, but she didn't. She did it from Rez first because they were baiting her.
No, calling Rez crazy and asking her if she's taking her meds and all this other stuff. I don't believe that's from months ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she said that on a post that Rez made about her. Yeah. She's a lot. If somebody's a lot. If
on Rez's page. I don't know. I want to post about Beth.
When I post about Beth. Sheena, that's what I'm saying.
It's the same shit.
You're damn straight if it were Bree, I'd care. And I tell you why. Because I've been with Bree a long time and I love her. You're damn straight on.
Right, but right is right. Let me just say this.
And you come forward.
Get that fact. That is, you're right on that.
The post that...
I've been with Bree a long time and I love her. Sheena, you've never met her. You are some lady on TikTok and you guys are acting like Bree is a fucking cult leader. I know, dysfunctional cutie, exactly. Them talking about what is right is hilarious. Exactly. They act like Bree is like this thing. Yeah, I hate Sheena. Sheena was on a live, and she went on a live and said she was going to say it with her whole chest that I'm an alcoholic. Sheena, who is a recovering, she's recovering from, I don't know, pills or alcohol herself, went on her on a live and accused me of being an alcoholic. And she's like, I'm going to stand 10 toes down and tell Katie to put down the wine bottle. I'll have to.
Hello.
You didn't have her. I went to your house. She wasn't on the couch. Smelled like.
What is that? Oh my gosh.
That's Steve Wilco. Sorry for that.
Oh, Steve Wilco.
Yeah, someone had a piranha living in their house with their 3-year-old and like 10 snakes and an alligator. It was the whole thing.
Oh my God. Is this Gypsy's account? No. Oh, this is the Gypsy troll account that's watching me. I thought it was actually Gypsy. I was going to be like, thank you, Gypsy, for watching. I sure hope that you actually take some of this, but I don't want her to watch me. Okay. Well, Vivi, if you have the recording, you can come up and play it from yours, but I don't have TikTok on my iPad. Who is Rez? Rez is Resident Midnight exposing Good Wives Network, prison princess. That's who that is. It's the person that mocks Fancy. If I could, you love catching me on live. Well, thank you.
Was Sheena on Bree's thing? Was that a whole thing again?
Well, that was last night. So you guys, I was laying down and I noticed that Bree was live and I started screen recording and then they were fighting. So I just left it on screen record and I fell asleep.
We love Sheena.
And I woke up an hour and a half later and they were screaming at each other. And I was like, all right, I'm done recording this. This is boring. Just like went back to sleep. So I didn't listen to any of that until this morning. So it's screen recorded while I was sleeping. And I just
It was on all night too.
Fancy said it ended at like 5 a.m. with Bree like crying and like they were Sheena and them were still screaming at each other.
Jeez. Sheena was fun. I miss Sheena.
There was you didn't hear any snoring in the background because my screen record only records the screen. It doesn't record the microphone.
You probably heard Bree sniffing.
Yep.
She had a good night.
Yeah. She couldn't pay for her, electric bill, but she could pay for her snow.
Oh, thank you, Diane. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like snow globing. I was wondering, like, while this is all going on, Bree's like, I have to come back because right is right and wrong is wrong. And I'm like, you guys are seriously fighting about this on TikTok. And I'm thinking, do you guys know how stupid you are? You're sitting there on TikTok and you're admitting that you're digging up information, putting it into a Discord, and then harassing and trolling people for Gypsy.
They do know like phone calls and texting is an option, right?
Like, is it that serious that they... This was the kind of shit that they wanted me to do for them, and I would never do it. I was like, I am not no, you fight your own fucking battles. Like, I'm not getting into fights with people. You guys are idiots. I was like, yeah. Okay.
I can't believe that Sheena was still in this. Like she's a character.
Sheena, we hate Sheena.
I hate Sheena so freaking badly.
Okay, I don't know any of these people at all. I just was watching the live and I hit record. It's 25 minutes long. I don't know how to share that. Do I do it while I'm on the phone?
Where is it playing? Like,
It's on my phone. So would I have to get like save it on my computer and play it from my computer and then have my phone going?
Yeah.
Like have to, okay. So let me,
That's just what I did. Basically, you guys were listening from my son's iPad.
gotcha. Okay.
Did you change around any of his apps? So he's gonna know that you had his iPad.
Oh my God, you know that, don't you? He gets so mad if his apps are out of order. I one time added TikTok and he lost his mind.
So here we have our kitchen.
He's got it all organized.
He does. I was looking at this, so Fancy has this medical record and it says, hearing test shows mixed hearing loss today. And it says speech reception threshold was 60 something, blah, 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 blah. Our audiologist spoke to me privately and told me that although Gypsy may in fact truly have hearing loss, she felt that Gypsy was possibly malingering.
So does that mean she was pretending not to hear then?
Yes.
I said that so many times to people because there's no way that Dee Dee could convince her to fake that.
So let me figure out, I'm going to hop off of here, Katie. Let me figure out how to save it to, because I can't play this. I can't log on to here on my computer from my computer. It doesn't let me join.
So you can put you can send your screen record to your computer and then you can listen, you can log into this with your phone, but then you play it from your computer.
Right. That's what I got to figure out how to do because I have an iPhone and then my computer's it's not a Mac. So
you could email it to yourself.
Yeah, but it's 21 minutes long. So I don't know
how to airdrop it.
It's not a Mac computer.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. So let me figure out how to save it and because like the other night whenever I was watching you live, it didn't let me request to join from my computer. So if it let me join from my computer, I could play it from my phone, but I don't have that. It wouldn't let me do it. So let me figure this out and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, I took some screenshots. There's this website. There's this website. It's called the Murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. And there's this letter that Rod sent to Christy when he was I don't know if he was in high school or if he was out of high school, but he had a girlfriend and he was telling Christy that he wanted to get with her, but he was still in love with his other girlfriend, Christy.
That sounds very Rod-like.
Right?
That's on par for him.
Christy, excuse me for saying this, but these last few days I've begun to become attached to you, and I don't know if I like you or not. Maybe it's just out of curiosity or what. Don't lose sleep over it or let you like you. I really don't know how I could like you and still love Christy at the same time.
I guess he found that out later in life when he had a million baby mamas hopping from marriage to marriage.
Yes.
And that he really should learn how to write. That's pretty sad. That's
I really don't feel like telling you how much I would like to see you. It would be just be with you for a little while, but I guess you already know that. Well, I hope you find this day well.
What the? Wow, he's a William Shakespeare right there, man. Casanova.
And then back in 2015, this comment was left in a Gypsy page, and it says, all I know is what Miss Dee Dee told us, and we didn't know she a liar. I don't think she lied because my cousin Anitra heard it from the girl's own mama, and Jamie say she in that group already. Your man don't sound like he a good daddy to Gypsy or to the other girl. Miss Dee Dee said that that was because you wouldn't let him. This was to Christy. I just know what I hear. I've been kicked out of that group, so I can't defend myself no more. I ain't talking no shit from white girl saying you know when she don't. Basically saying that Rod was a deadbeat dad and that it was Christy that was keeping Rod away from her kids, his kids.
Well, duh. Chrissy does everything. Rod doesn't stand up to her.
Never.
Let's go.
Pretty wild.
Rod being the Louisiana Romeo.
He's just like, he doesn't take responsibility for anything. I wonder where Gypsy got her narcissism from.
If that's his love letters, I don't know how he had so many people fall for him, because that was a little sad.
Cajun Bayou Beauty said that it's because Rod has all of his teeth and he has his hair, had his hair back then. And
That's standard.
she basically said that like that was a good indication of like that's how we know that he's like, you know, the girls are going to fight over someone that still has their hair because he had all his teeth, she said.
All right. Well, we know he was skipping English class. That's fine.
I know his, yeah, right? His like, it's so bad. I took a bunch of screenshots of the stuff they said. Hold on, let's see. That was one of the letters. Yeah, and his handwriting is so terrible.
That's like a kindergarten note. Like, he should just said, "You like me, yes or no."
I know, right? Like, check yes for no, or circle yes or no. Ken, oh God.
I like you if I have a girlfriend. I don't know, Rod, you're not supposed to. You tell us.
I don't know how I could possibly be in love with you when I and want to be with you. Oh, you guys, I have a outpatient report of Gypsy in physical therapy, and it's crazy. So I want to know if Dee Dee made her do this, but Mom did place the patient independently on the mat without difficulties. Once on the mat, it is noticed that the patient can come to a long sitting position and that in doing so, she moves as though she is paraplegic. Her legs do not assist at all in this transfer. From that position, the patient requires minimal assistance in leg placement to roll to her stomach. She needs the same amount of help to roll stomach to back. The patient demonstrates full range of motion in bilateral lower extremities. However, she is demonstrating some supination and inversion of bilateral feet, and it appears as though the talus has moved laterally secondary to poor positioning. The patient's gross motor skills are significantly limited secondary to her muscular dystrophy. She's on a mat pretending she can't move. Literally, she's 14 years old, laying on a PT mat, acting like she can't move her legs.
That's like when she was an adult and jumped into snow, but her legs just didn't.
Yes. At this time, she can feed herself a smaller sized meal. She does fatigue towards the end of the meal and reported by herself as well as the mother. Reported by herself. At the time, her mother assists with all bathing activities and total lifts the patient in and out of the bathtub. When placed in the prone position, she can push up onto her arms for an extended period. However, she does demonstrate tightness in her lower backs as well as her hip flexors. At the beginning of the prone on extended arms, her pelvis is not touching the ground, but will stretch to the point of full weight bearing through her pelvis. Mom reports that the patient did have a power wheelchair, however, it was left behind in the hurricane.
She was committed. She was so committed.
She was on a mat pretending that she was paraplegic.
She said, "We're just going to fully send this."
She did that.
That's some severe dedication right there, like with an audience too.
I know. I've wondered if she had actually Munchausen's herself, you know?
I'm sure she did. Like, she understood she was getting gifts. I mean, think about it. Like, she was getting gifts, she was getting trips. Like, she didn't want to give all that up.
There's also this one from 2013 that it says that Gypsy says that she will sign the consent herself for her oral surgery. It's like very wild to me that like, it's like, I can't even.
She's lucky she signed that plea deal, because had anyone looked into any of this, she'd be in jail right now.
I know. No, her and Ken are not having issues. That is an old screenshot.
Although they are always having issues because they secretly hate each other.
Do you think like, does Nina like, I think she's covertly working for Gypsy, because she's literally like driving people to watch the show. It's just weird. Like, we don't care about their relationship, honestly.
Their relationship is built on lies and depression.
Yep. Oh, and then there's a letter that Rod wrote to the prosecutors.
As if he knows the daughter that he left behind.
Yeah.
If she didn't come with a paycheck, he definitely would not be there now.
Right.
She definitely didn't already have her baby, because it would be all over every social media platform. We'd know about every contraction.
It says, one of her sisters told me one day, Rod, Gypsy can walk, you know. It's Dee Dee making her act like she can't walk. I questioned Dee Dee on this, and she said her sisters didn't know what they were talking about, and her condition was not real serious yet, but sometimes her leg muscles hurt real bad and she needed the wheelchair. It seemed logical enough, and I never once questioned any of her medical conditions. The medical issues just kept coming as she got older. There was a chromosome disorder affecting her growth and development of her digestive system. You mean the one she actually has, Rod? The one
I don't want to question it. Like, what type of father says that? There's just so many medical conditions, but I don't want to question it. Like, get out of here. Like,
you would need a feeding tube. The epilepsy affected her eyesight and hearing. No, it didn't. Her teeth were falling apart from the medicine she needed to be on. No, it didn't. Like, that's not why her teeth were falling apart. She told me that Gypsy's life expectancy was 15 years old. We attended Special Olympics for her. We were flat out sold on Gypsy's conditions. So too were many organizations that help needy children. Ronald McDonald House, Make-A-Wish, Children's Hospital, doctors, Medicaid, neighbors, friends, judges, everyone. She used Gypsy's condition to fill her desire to meet every celebrity, take free Disney trips, and enjoy free stays at the hospital, and take free flights. Huh?
free stays at the hospital, like it's a Disney resort, like free stays at the hospital. And apparently someone wrote that for him, because we know that he could not have wrote that all himself.
Yeah, based on the letter he actually wrote.
That's embarrassing.
I know.
That was like fourth grade writing at best.
And then he talks about how she moves away. He said he hadn't seen her since 2005.
Which isn't true, because they have pictures of them, like not frequently, but like through different stages of her life, I think.
Not after they left for, he never saw her after she moved.
He didn't see her when they lived in Missouri?
Never.
Well, I guess we see what type of parent he is.
I know, right?
I mean, considering they can go everywhere else.
In the same letter, he basically says that he never asked to see her or have her overnight because he was terrified to take care of a sick child.
Wow, what a father.
And he even frames his non-support as he agreed to give her more money for child support.
Here, I don't want to see the child or be a part of its medical decisions,
Yeah.
but Here's some money that I'm never going to pay you because I'm already behind on child support.
If she would quit taking to me court for medical bills, no, Rod, you actually were behind on child support.
He
And
literally said, let me give you an IOU instead of being a dad because I'm
yes,
not paying it.
she won a judgment for alimony for $100 a month that I had to pay until her death. She would bring to court piles of medical receipts, summing thousands of dollars. She won every judgment. I was ordered to pay child support, alimony, and all medical expenses and provide health insurance. You mean like a father should?
An alimony of
To the point that
$100.
I got so tired of going to court for medical expenses that I decided to give her an additional $350 a month. No, he decided the total amount was $350 a month from $250, and that was after a criminal case was filed against him, and he didn't decide. That was
What was decided?
it was ordered, and then he also was given a suspended jail sentence. Oh yeah, and on the night of their wedding, he and Christy were outside the place they got married, and Dee Dee walked out on them, and they were like French kissing. So Rod was like cheating on Dee Dee on their wedding night.
See, Christy's just, I don't know. That's why I'm so glad he's on those sites. I'm just, you won the prize, Christy. You won the prize. You did.
Pop Psych is not. They just steal my videos, and I can't get them off, and I don't care. How do I know all this stuff? Because all of this is like, if you go into the archives, there's like, go into the 26, there's a group that was in Facebook, and it's all in there. And these letters to the prosecutors are from Fancy. They were part of the discovery. This was a letter he sent to prosecutors to the judge, basically, for like a sentence.
He cheats on Christy all the time. He's been caught so many times. Joint Facebook account, that's all I'm gonna say. Joint.
Yeah. Yep. Christy sent a text message to Joey King when she found out that she was going to play her in the act. Do you know what she sent to her?
What, how to do her hair?
No. Joey, this is Gypsy's stepmom. I just want to know how you will truly understand Gypsy when you have not even spent any time with her. I wish you well.
What? Okay. And Zac Efron never spent any time with Ted Bundy, but he did a good job, I think. Like, what is this?
She was so mad that they didn't get money for that. That's why they hate the act.
I didn't realize that people have to spend time with the killers they portray.
Apparently they do.
Goodness.
Oh, did you guys know that she had a medical card on her when she got caught that had her birth date on it? She had 3 forms of ID that had her birth date on it, and then she told the police that she was 19.
Yeah, because she knew her age. I thought she was older than...
She was 23.
Yep.
She had 3 forms of ID, all with her actual birth date. She knew her birth date the whole time. It's all just like a lie that they just... They framed Dee Dee going to court for contempt for not paying child support as it's like some sort of, he's the victim. It's like, I think the victim mentality comes from Rod, not from Dee Dee.
I really think that if he had contributed more, maybe she wouldn't have had to grift as much as she did. I mean, realistically, you know? He acts like he had to give up a fortune. He paid the bare minimum, and he'd be forced to do that, and he still didn't do it. You know what would have cut his child support in half? Getting actual 50-50 custody and being a father. Weird concept, huh?
They all run scams, Lee. They're a scammer family. This is what they do. They all run scams. I mean, Rod loves to talk about the scams that Dee Dee pulls, but he doesn't ever like to say that, oh, I was arrested. I had for a DUI. I was almost, when he was 17, by the way, and he had to go to juvenile detention for that. Almost. He almost got sent to juvie for that, locked up. Then in 99, he got arrested for a felony. Like, they want to act like Dee Dee was this like career criminal when kind of Rod was too. I mean, allegedly.
And not allegedly, he has a history of abandoning children.
I know. A felony for second-degree battery. It was in 1999. Woo-woo bestie is saying some things I'm saying is true and some things are not. I'm looking at documents, literally. I'm reading from screenshots, and I really don't care what she says. Like, I'm reading from court records, and I'm reading from discovery, and I'm reading from letters that he wrote, and I'm reading from records that are from her medical records. So I don't know how anything I'm saying right now isn't true.
Lee, Nicolette got adopted by her mother's husband, and Rod was so happy to do that for her. He thought he was giving her a gift. He was like, here you go, raise my kid.
Except that's not what happened. He gave up his rights and she wasn't adopted until 10 years later.
Oh, I thought, I thought she got adopted, like the way it was portrayed. I forgot who put that out there. It was another creator said that she got,
Hey, Lee, Paige, guess what? I'll show you what you want to see what I'm looking at? I'm literally reading from records.
Wait, what am I missing? What did I miss?
People are sitting there saying that I'm lying about this and I'm not telling the truth. Like, goodbye.
I missed something. I completely missed something.
They're just people starting shit. I mean, Woo Woo Bestie says some things that are true and she gets some things that aren't true. You know, a lot of what we do is talk, but right now I'm actually reading stuff from records. I'm not making this up. I read you a letter that he wrote to the prosecutors.
Heather, go away if you don't like it. We don't care. As her comment disappears.
That was me.
I know.
Hold on. How do I get my background gone?
Exactly, redacted. That's how I feel about it.
Look, that's what I was reading from. That's a letter that he sent to the prosecutor. This is the stuff that I'm reading to you guys. They're actual records. None of this is coming off the top of my head. I'm not faking any of this. Children's Mercy, do you see that? That's a letter that Rod wrote to the prosecutors. That's what I was reading to you. This is a letter that Dorla wrote to the prosecutors. That's a letter that Claudia wrote to the prosecutors. It was evidence in the case. This is the message that Christy sent to Joey King. That came from Fancy's Google Drive that she shared with me. This is the Medicaid card that she had her birth date on. Here's the other one so I said, you know, she had all these different things that had her birth date. Oh, it's almost like I'm talking about evidence. Oh, look, there's crime scene photos of the money that she stole. That's the shirt Nicholas wore. It doesn't matter if it's blurry. You'd get, look, it's not blurry. That's the actual photo from the crime scene. It's blurry that way. Okay. Let's get you added.
Okay, so do I need to turn my volume down on my phone so that it does go
How are you playing it?
on my computer?
No, you want your phone volume on. You just don't talk.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit play. It's 21 minutes long.
So just listen and I'll tell you to stop at some point if I hear something.
Okay, I'm just gonna lean my phone. Hey, y'all tell me in the comments or whatever if it's too loud or if it's not loud enough. I'm just gonna lean it against my computer speaker because my husband's asleep. So
Okay.
all right.
She came over to, talk about what they're doing to her, and everyone shut her up.
Gina, do you know in the chat that we had, remember when the whole internet sweetheart thing first came, Rez introduced us? Do you remember when all that very first started? And she said that she paid for Bree's, not that for her safety, whatever word, that she's her immunity. That's what she said, her immunity. So
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Nobody else says it to you, Sheena. I'm going to say it, and I'm not lying. When Rez came back in that chat, and she was upset and didn't want nobody else communicating the internet sweetheart but her because it was too many people, she was talking about you. She said you were overstepping with that relationship, and she is the one that found him.
She said that she was feeling that about multiple people. And
I was saying she said that about somebody else too, which is why I just was like, hey, let her handle it.
Exactly. That's because Rez isn't honest about a lot of things. And she said that about multiple, but she felt that about nobody. Could be, why do you think she spoke for him? She spoke for him and said, I didn't have protection when he didn't even know what happened.
Can you press pause?
No.
What do they mean about immunity?
I have no idea. Do you want me to replay it?
Yeah. Are they talking about a criminal case?
I have no idea. Hold on, let me see.
It's from Bree's Live last night.
Sheena, I'm going to say it, and I'm not lying. When Rez came back in that chat, and she was upset, the whole internet sweetheart thing first came, Rez introduced us. Do you remember when all that very first started? And she said that she paid for Bree's, not that for her safety, whatever word, that she's immune, her immunity. That's what she said, her immunity. So
She paid. Wait, can you press pause? She paid for her immunity?
When she first joined, is that what she said? Hold on, I'm gonna play it again.
The whole internet sweetheart thing first came, Rez introduced us. Do you remember when all that very first started? And she said that she paid for Bree's, not that for her safety, whatever word, that she's immune, her immunity. That's what she said, her immunity. So I want to say this, if nobody else.
So something about internet sweetheart, and she paid for her safety and her immunity.
They paid him to trash people, is basically what they did. And then they paid him so that he wouldn't trash Bree.
So there's that. Do you want me to keep
So they're
going?
basically paying him off to leave them alone.
Who's him?
Internet sweetheart.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then he goes and if you pay him $40, he'll go off on people for you.
Oh, so they paid for that. They paid for her safety, immunity. She started to say safety, and then she corrected herself.
So
and said
basically
immunity.
saying that nobody can, they're basically paying him to not go off on her. Isn't that insane?
I do it for free.
Okay, go ahead.
The whole internet sweetheart thing first came, Rez introduced us. Do you remember like when all that very first started? And she said that she paid for Bree's, not that for her safety, whatever word that she's immune, her immunity. That's what she said, her immunity. So I want to say this: if nobody else says it to you, Sheena, I'm going to say it, and I'm not lying. When Rez came back in that chat and she was upset and didn't want nobody else communicating the internet sweetheart but her because it was too many people, she was talking about you. She said you were overstepping with that relationship and him.
She said that about, actually, she was feeling that about multiple people. And
She said that about somebody else too, which is why I
She
just
sure
was like,
said it
hey,
about-
let her handle it.
exactly, she knew that's because Resident honest about a lot of things. And she said that about multiple, she felt that about nobody could be. Why do you think she spoke for him? She spoke for him and said, I didn't have protection when he didn't even know what happened. Like,
Well, he was in your live
too.
the other night. He was in your live the other night.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Rez spoke for him. He doesn't feel that way. Rez feels that
I
way.
didn't think he felt that way.
No, I
didn't
think I'm not
he
saying he did, but I'm trying to show you Rez's character, not his. I'm talking about what Rez does.
They're
Rez is
basically
not-
paying an internet thug
Yeah.
to harass people for them and then to protect them.
Yeah, it's gang. This is gang activity.
Yeah.
and it breaks my heart to even say this. I was really hurt about this. A lot of people were, but Rez uses people. That's all she does. That's all she does. Let me tell you, if Fez was to go against Rez, guess what? Fez would be not with. Like, I'm just saying, she wouldn't. And I'm not gonna out. There are people that are close to her that have said things to me that I'm not even gonna put out there because I don't want to cause a strain in their friendship. I don't want to cause a strain in their friendship. And that's why they don't stand up to her. And I'm tired of being scared of anybody, which is why I came on here to talk about this today, because I already know like she already has the way that I did that voice message to Ethan. Rez has gotten into Erin's head so much that Erin's like gonna come after me now, supposedly. Like,
No, she's not.
well,
Because
that's what I heard.
No.
But
she messaged me about it, and I said I want to hear the message. I have to hear the message first.
and you know what's
before-
fucked up? That's not nobody else's message but his. So I mean, it's fine that you wanted to hear it, but that was nobody's business but Ethan's, and she obviously went and got it.
He played it to Erin because they're very, very close, and I think it came off. And I know you probably didn't mean this, and I told her that.
Resident Midnight is
I
not
feel like
there.
she's been manipulated by Rez.
Well, she took it as you were telling him not to trust her.
No, I was telling him not to trust. I wasn't.
And that her and Rez lied together, like conspired together and lied together. Maybe
No, I
there's
think she
something to
convinced
talk to her about.
Aaron. No, what I think and what I tried to express in there anyway is that I think that because I even said I was like, I don't know if this was Rez's idea and she convinced Aaron. That's what I say, because I don't know if she got into Aaron's head and was like, this person's bad, this person's. Trust me, Rez has gotten into my head before. She's able to do that, and I don't know if this is why Aaron has gone so hard as far as to go and do all of this with her. Because yes, at the end of the day, I mean, nothing against Aaron, but she did that. This is not true. What happened? I'm telling you, I would not speak so confidently about it if I did not know for sure. They lied. Now, does that make Aaron a bad person? No. She could be. People get manipulated by people. People do things for people. People do that. Like, and I didn't want Ethan to think.
So on that part right there, I was like, wow. I mean, that is so indicative of Gypsy's whole crime. And
know.
she's sitting there saying it like but it doesn't apply to Gypsy.
So Bree has no problem. She knows the kind of people she's dealing with. Right?
I know that. You think I would just go and shit talk about Aaron to Ethan, like as if he's gonna care what I have to say about her? No, this wasn't about that. This was about telling him, because it sounded like, because this was the reason I ended up messaging him is because I read what he wrote in Discord, and he even said, he's like, I don't know what happened, but I can't believe this is over.
Oh, hold on. Hi, Aaron. They're talking about her in this video. They're very scared of you, Aaron.
They don't like you very much, Aaron. I don't see how you're a bad person. You seem decent to me so far.
I think Aaron is pro Gypsy, but continue.
We're supposed to all be on the same team, SMH, and then everybody's horting it. I'm like, y'all are all horting this when y'all are the ones that made it about screenshots. Like, y'all are the ones doing what he said is stupid. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I need to reach out to him because maybe he doesn't realize what happened. Because they're all like, I'm so sorry, Ethan. No. But like, they're the ones who made a big deal out of screenshots. So I feel like Ethan probably feels the same way as I feel that this should have never been blown up how it did over a screenshot. That's the reason I reached out to him because I'm like, I feel like he doesn't know what happened, and everybody's horting his message or his post or whatever you want to call it. When
Is Ethan that true crime guy that always goes live? Is that who they're talking about? That Ethan that she's irrelevant in my life?
I have no idea.
Aaron, are you pro Gypsy or no? Or where are you at with it?
He said no.
Oh, she's not?
But is Ethan the one that's like the true crime guy that like goes live a lot and he talks about different cases?
Is that the one with the tattoos all over his face?
Oh, he's the one, all the face tattoos.
I have no idea.
Oh, that guy. Oh, so they're talking about Ethan, that Ethan. Okay, that makes more sense. So now they're paranoid that Ethan's going to go after her. Okay, that actually makes sense because he's crazy and he has like a pretty big page.
oh, he's saying exactly what everybody else has been telling them, that why are they making such a big deal over a screenshot? Like, that was why I messaged him because I'm like, he feels the same way, honestly. That this shouldn't have, for something that we're supposed to all be on the same team, for someone to get mad over somebody over a screenshot that didn't even happen, but even if it had happened, for anyone to, like, do people not realize that even if Beth would have screenshot anything, which she didn't, she's been making videos about Morbid. Like, she literally is on the same team as us. So if she would have got anything from there, it would have been for her own fucking videos. So all of this was just they did this, she did this on purpose, and she drug Aaron into it. I'm not saying it's Aaron's fault, but Rez drug Aaron into it. I know it wasn't Aaron, never knew Beth. She don't care about Beth. Well, Rez, though, on the other hand, she's the one, she's the master manipulator. I guess we can call her that now. Master manipulator in this scheme. She's the one that convinced Aaron of this.
Aaron, hold up. Why don't you just come up here and tell us what this is about?
Yeah, Aaron, welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
So basically, what happened was Ethan is my best friend, and he has a large platform, and somebody paid him because he's doing like this $40 for a roast thing, because that's kind of like his thing. He just roast people.
Yeah.
Somebody paid him to roast Fancy.
Okay.
So after, I had no clue that he did this, and then I wake up one day and I see this fucking old fat chick showing pictures of my best friend when he was a teenager. And
Okay,
I'm like,
let's not be mean about Fancy though.
okay, well, I see her showing pictures of my friend underage.
Okay.
And talking about him getting assaulted in jail and making innuendos. And so I'm like, at this point, I don't know what's going on. And so I make a video about her because I'm like, who are you?
But I just have a question, Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's been banned a lot online, right? Because it's not just roasting. Like, he can be pretty nasty to people, right?
But it starts with comments. He doesn't just go seek people out.
But he's getting paid to bully people.
He is getting paid to roast people, but he's only doing it. See, he was given a lot of proof about Fancy, but if you let me continue, because I don't know, I'm not a true crime person. I do not. I know somebody said she supports Gypsy. I saw the act on Hulu. That was it. I liked it because that actress, but she's irrelevant to me. I don't wish her harm. I don't wish her
And
luck.
she's done nothing wrong. Like, she's literally someone that has the records that disprove a lot of Gypsy's case, and they're paying him to harass her for a murderer. That's what they're doing.
Okay, so I don't know about that because I don't know the Fancy situation. My problem with Fancy was that she was showing pictures of my friend when he was underage. When he has such a huge platform, she could have shown 18 plus. That is my sole problem with Fancy. I've kind of moved past that because once Bree and them got involved, it just turned into a complete circus. So
Well,
I want. Oh,
Are
go ahead.
they paying him still?
We have basically booted them out of. When I came into your live or when I watched it, I saw you. It was said something about like Gypsy's secret Discord. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But no, we have no affiliation with Gypsy or her Discord, or we're not in her Discord. We have an internet sweetheart Discord, and I'm the admin of it.
Okay.
So they all came into our Discord and they were giving us information about Fancy. And I kind of took a step back just because all of a sudden it was just like all these people who were Gypsy obsessed. Again, I'm going to state I have nothing against Gypsy.
You should. She's a murderer.
No, I don't know anything about her. Like, I don't care about her. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, there's tons of murderers. I live in Las Vegas. Like, people are getting shot every day. I'm not into the true crime thing. Like, that's why I'm trying to say, like, yeah, I guess I should care, but I just don't because I'm not a fan of hers. So,
So who is all in this Discord? Bree and who else?
Aubrey Strawberry. I mean, can I say they're no longer in it anymore?
Yeah, that's fine. But who is in there?
It was Bree, Aubrey Strawberry, Crystal with the CVS receipts. Try to think who else.
And
Jeanette. It's a bunch of really older women.
Gina?
Was Dreamcraft Corner in there? Was she?
Oh yeah, she was, but I don't think she knows how to do Discord. I don't know much about her. I don't have anything.
Was like Sheena in there?
Sheena, I think, joined, but she did not say anything.
Okay. And so they paid for one roast?
So actually, he got paid to roast Fancy, but then somebody from the group paid him not to roast Bree. So I don't know what that's about. Well, I'm starting to see now what it's about, like since the last 48 hours, that obviously she has a lot of enemies. But so basically he roasted Fancy. I woke up to Fancy posting his underage pictures. That was the only problem I had because he's almost 30, so she could have any other photo. And then next thing you know, this turned into like 20 women all like circling around him, like making, like basically these people were making fan edits of us. Like, it was so weird to me. Like, I'm not even kidding, like cartoons of Ethan and I, like as cops or something. I don't know.
He paid to roast Morbid?
No, so I am kind of, okay, I don't know anything about Morbid. All I know is, I mean, he's a little unhinged.
If I was you.
What? What'd you say?
I definitely wouldn't roast him if I was you.
So I blocked him because all of a sudden, I think it was Bree that got Ethan and Morbid into a thing, or it was Fancy. I'm not really sure. We had no clue who he was. I'm not on that side of TikTok. So we had no clue who he was. And all of a sudden, that battle started going back and forth. And I'm just as confused as everybody else. But now, currently, right this second, Bree is on live talking crap about me. And I'm like, who are you? Like, And honestly, I don't even know you guys. I don't even know if you guys are friends with Bree.
No,
But
we're not.
she has for the last 48 hours just talk crap about me. And how it started was Ethan's Discord and his
Oh, he wants to come up here. Okay.
who wants to Ethan?
Yeah.
Okay. Ethan's Discord and his TikTok.
I'm here, y'all.
Contains a bunch of the Army photographer's photos. I didn't mention this. He actually had photos.
I don't know what that was. No, but so I have his TikTok and I have his Discord on my phone.
I'm here.
And Dreamer, the reason why I said she doesn't really know how to use the internet, she came in yesterday and said, "You're getting sued." That's all she said.
To Ethan or to you?
To the general chat, "You're getting sued." So what I did, because you can ping her 1,000 times, she doesn't respond. I went to, since she did this in Discord in general chat, I opened up Ethan's Discord and went to his messages just thinking that maybe she would have messaged Ethan and said, "Hey, you're getting sued." But what I came to was a 12-minute voice message from Bree to Ethan. That's where all of this stuff started.
And what did she say in the voicemail?
I mean, it was only maybe 6 minutes of relevant issues. The rest was a lot of sighs and I don't know. But so she told him that I came to her and offered to build her a Discord because I built his. And she was happy for the help. And Resident Midnight, was building it for her too. But the thing is she's saying that, and I don't know if you guys know anything about Discord. She's saying we had bots loaded into their. Am I keeping you up?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay. Sorry. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna type.
Okay. Well, Ethan, you can explain.
Okay, what are we talking about? Because I came in late.
Okay, so I don't know who you are, but we were just playing some stuff that was going on with like Bree, and you got paid to roast Fancy, I guess. I just learned this and got brought into this whole shenanigan. And they're having, Bree and her side are having a complete meltdown right now
Okay.
because something happened in a Discord and something got leaked. And I don't know, but in their Discord, they were like basically doxing anyone that spoke out and reported on Gypsy. And they're pretty vile human beings. They actually, I know you get paid to do this, so it's like you probably are neutral on all of it anyway, but how did you get brought into this?
Honestly, I don't know how I really got wrapped up in all of this. It started with just me doing a roast on Fancy, and I had no idea anything about Gypsy. I don't know anything about the case. But I was paid $40, and it's not like, people pay me to do these roasts or whatever. It's not like that you can just send me someone's name and be like, "Hey, roast this person," like for no reason. Like you have to send me like receipts and like screenshots and like proof that the person's actually done something,
Yeah, but they
And I felt
lied.
like I felt like with Fancy, there was a pretty like substantial amount of stuff on her out there. I mean, if you just Google her name, it's it comes up right away that she's a con artist. It's not like a big secret, So I was just going off of that.
No. You should, but all that information that's out there about her is put out by the Blanchards.
Yeah.
It's not like I mean, does she have stuff that she's done in her life? Sure. But the person you should have been roasting is Gypsy Blanchard. She killed her mom.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't really have any opinion on, either way.
By Cajun Bayou Beauty, who knows these people, said you got set up.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that way now. I kind of wish I just didn't get involved with it at all. Especially, I mean, like I said, it just started with me and Fancy because she made a video about me after I did the roast. And by the way, my roast of her, it wasn't that brutal. Like it was kind of more so just like, I don't know. It wasn't like I was really going after her, like really dogging her really bad or anything. So I thought it was weird that she like replied to my roast and she like called me a human trash can. And then she was like showing pictures of me as a teenager. Like the whole thing was just very odd.
You have to understand the history here. Like she has all of Gypsy's discovery files and like medical records, and like she reports on this case, and the Blanchards have been spending 5 years smearing her because they have a money train that they're selling a narrative about her story to try to profit off of this, the murder of Gypsy's mom, and it's not a true narrative. Okay. And they're just doing everything they can to discredit her, to the extent that they got her arrested they set her up to get arrested in Missouri. Like, it's insane what they've done to this woman. You got pulled into the wrong side.
Yeah. I'm definitely starting to see that now. And like with Morbid and like with Nina and stuff, I don't really know like how it started, like the beef between me and them, but all I know is that Gypsy followed me on TikTok. And after she followed me on TikTok, like that same night, or maybe it was the day after, I don't know, Morbid went live and Nina made a comment about me. She said that my mom should have swallowed me. Mind you, I never said anything about Nina. I didn't even know who she was. And then Morbid started showing pictures and videos from my grandmother's funeral that he found online. And I had not said anything about either one of them. I didn't know anything about them, and that was my initial contact with them, and then it just started from there. So I'm pretty sure anybody would react negatively to that.
Right, but we're being gaslit by Gypsy and her crew. Like, and oh my God. I saw when they were talking about you, right? I don't get involved in this kind of stuff, Ethan. I'm not, like, I'm over here and I'm Switzerland, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
I'm just now starting to really figure out stuff about the Gypsy case. Like, I'm literally just now getting into it because like I said, I didn't really know anything about it.
you just need to realize everything that's in the public media about her is a lie. Like, she's a master manipulator. She's lied about everything. And she set up an autistic boy to kill her mom. Like, it's awful. And she's using these people like Bree to humiliate people like me, like Bayou. Like, Bree literally full on doxed Cajun Bayou Beauty with her full name and like started talking about her husband. She has accused me of abusing my child, and I don't.
Yeah.
And she's doing this all for Gypsy. And so you are just another person that's trying to humiliate people for a woman that killed her mother.
Yeah. And that's never really what it was intended to be. I mean, you know, I feel like I just kind of got caught in the middle of all of it, and I've been trying to distance myself from it. And like Aaron was saying, most of those people are not in my Discord server anymore because of everything that happened. And yeah, I don't know. The whole thing was just very strange, and I don't know how Bree feels towards me. I really don't know at this point. But
if you were to just like stay away from them, Morbid and Nina would just leave you alone. I guarantee you.
yeah, and they pretty much have. I mean, they haven't really said anything about me recently that I've heard of anyway. So it's fine. I'm not gonna, you know, if they don't come for me, I'm not gonna come for them. It's not that serious. But I just thought it was strange that they immediately jumped into, I don't know, playing stuff from the funeral, and I felt like it was just a bit much.
It's because there's a long history of Bree and Gypsy literally terrorizing people.
Yeah.
And
well, I'll tell you what, they came into my Discord server and we hadn't had issues for a long time. And then all of a sudden, after like 2 days, is like everything just like blew up, and I had no idea what had even happened. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
so why are they so paranoid about screenshots from a Discord? What happened in there that they don't want out?
Okay, so basically, what I know is that there's a woman named Beth. I don't even know Beth. I don't even know what her username is on TikTok. But a bot was set up because Sir Morbid was showing like screenshots from inside of my Discord, which is like supposed to be private. Like, so we're like, okay, well, how is he getting screenshots of it? Like our Discord server, you know what I mean? So Aaron set up a bot to basically notify us if somebody takes a screenshot. And, you know, we made an announcement, stop taking screenshots, you know, the bot is set up, whatever. And after that announcement was made, Beth still continued taking screenshots. So Aaron, you know, said something. She was like, hey, just reminding you, you know, we're not supposed to be taking screenshots in here because we don't know how Morbid is getting the screenshots of the Discord server. And she just like flipped out. And From there, it just turned into a huge thing where like everybody was split down the middle. I don't know. I mean, it started out.
Basically,
I will tell you.
So basically, Beth was taking screenshots for Morbid or for
Morbid, yeah. I mean, she was taking screenshots of my Discord server and basically going back and giving them to Morbid, supposedly.
I told everyone when we started this that Beth was playing them. Did you guys remember when I said Beth was playing them? Do you remember that, Faith? Remember that, Vivi? I said she was playing them. Like,
Yes, I remember.
she's acting like she's on Bree's side, and she's got everyone like thinking that it's on Bree's side, but she's really doing all of this for Morbid, but she doesn't like either side, honestly. She's just trying to create chaos.
And you also said that they probably created a bot.
Yeah. So did Beth create a bot in your server?
No, she didn't. Aaron's the one that put the bot in there.
Aaron Sweetheart put the bot in there?
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, yeah.
She put the bot in whose server?
In my server.
To take screenshots?
No, it was like to notify us that someone was taking screenshots, and Beth was taking screenshots. So she said, hey, you're not supposed to be taking screenshots. And then she like lost her shit and it turned into a huge issue.
Okay. You can set up bots that do that.
Well, according to Bree and all of them, they're saying there's no such thing as a bot that can tell you if someone screenshots
Yes, they
chat.
can. Yes, they can. There's bots that can literally like notify, like you can get a bot to do just about anything in Discord. I mean, I was explaining to people that there was an anti-page for my business without a crystal ball, and they had a bot set up that pulled anything that I posted on Twitter and put it in their Discord.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that, but try telling them that. Bree is completely convinced that there is no such thing as bots on Discord. I don't know
There is, and that's
why, but
okay. So they built a bot to see about screenshots.
yeah, because we were like, how is Sir Morbid getting screenshots of inside of my Discord server? So then the announcement was made, stop taking screenshots. There's now been a bot put in place that will tell us if you're taking screenshots. Beth took a screenshot and Aaron said, hey, you're not supposed to be taking screenshots in here. And she flipped out and lost her shit.
Now this also I think she placed one in Bree's Discord too, and the same thing happened there.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know because I was never in Bree's Discord. I never joined it myself, so I'm not sure what really happened over there. I just know what happened in my server.
The bot was built by a member of our server, but Bree says it's my cousin. And Morbid had screenshots of Bree's. Okay, so basically, Beth was taking screenshots of both and sending them to Morbid.
Exactly.
And Bree is riding hard and defending Beth because why?
That's what I don't get, because I was going to say, like, the person who paid, I don't know if I should say, like, her name, but the person who paid for the fancy roast.
Who paid you?
She paid she paid me at the same time to not roast Bree, because she was, like, predicting that someone was going to reach out to me and try to get me to roast her.
I've got someone who will pay you $80 to roast her.
To roast Bree?
Yeah.
How much did they pay you?
Altogether it was $80.
So who paid you?
I don't know if I should say. I don't know if she like wants it to be like public information, but I'm just saying it was somebody that's friends with Bree. So the fact that Bree turned on her and is now going live about her and talking shit about her doesn't really look great for Bree, because it's like this person actually paid for you to not get roasted.
I got it. It was Resident Midnight that paid you. That's what they were talking about. So Resident paid for Fancy's roast and also paid to protect Bree. Got it. That's
correct.
We actually have them talking about that, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good friend. Somebody that'll pay $40 for you to not get roasted. It's like I wouldn't think you'd want to turn on somebody like that. It doesn't really make sense.
And then it all backfired on you and you ended up getting roasted. That's crazy.
What'd you say? I know it's my husband's over there like, what the fuck is this?
What was everything that you just said was a lie
Oh, he said, what if anything in the last half hour even makes sense? I know, right? Like,
I know it's so complex. That's why I've been trying to just not even be involved with it, because it's gotten so out of control at this point that I'm just like, I wish I never even made the fancy video at this point. You know what I mean?
So what was Bree's voicemail to you?
Honestly, I didn't listen to it myself. Aaron listened to it. I didn't, because it was 12 minutes long, and I'm just like, I don't even want to hear any more about this. I'm so tired of hearing about it, because this all happened because of a screenshot. Like, when you think about it, it's so ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it seemed like a way too like severe of a reaction to someone taking a screenshot that would cause all this chaos.
Well, I think what it's doing is it's like showing them for what they did, right? So like, it's proving that they are the ones that paid you, and they're doing this for Gypsy, right? So it's kind of fucked up that you don't know that, right? You have no idea that you're just told, like, there's this nasty woman that you need to roast without any background, and you Google and you find all of the information that's the slander and the smear campaign that the Blanchards have done. And so you think it's legit, right? You think you're defending, you're on the right side. And then they come in and this is what they do. They create fucking chaos, and Bree is mentally unhinged and unstable. And she is like Nicholas Godejohn, but she's Bree. So she's like the next person that will probably kill someone for Gypsy.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah, I don't know. From everything that they sent me, like, it looks legit. Like, it, because it's like, I've had people like pay $40 before, and they're like, hey, roast this person. And then I look at the information that they give me, and it's just like, I'm not going off of it. Because, like, you know, if somebody doesn't have like proof, and they don't have any screenshots, and they don't have anything backing it up, I'm not just going to get on camera and roast somebody just for $40. Like, there has to be like a reason behind it, you know? So it wasn't like I just didn't do any research, but yeah, everything that I saw was basically corroborating what the person who paid me was saying, you know?
Right. Because that's what
So
they
can I
want.
ask you a question, Ethan?
Yeah, sure.
And you don't have to answer me right now, but would you be open to considering making an apology to Fancy?
Yeah, I mean, I would consider it. I don't know, is she like really upset about the video that I made or something? Because she kind of acts like she didn't really care.
I just think that it would like be helpful, because honestly, like, Fancy's not the bad guy here. She's not.
Yeah, and I mean, like I was saying, you know, the whole roast thing, like, originally it was designed like for like people's exes, like, you know, some like shitty partner that, you know, had some kind of domestic violence or like doesn't pay child support. It was meant for like those types of situations. It wasn't meant for like an agenda involving Gypsy Rose. You know, it kind of just, I don't even understand how it got to this point, but that's where we are.
Because
You know,
it's
but
Gypsy, and she's a master manipulator. I mean, she convinced a man to kill her mother. That's how it got to this point. Because
Yeah, and-
everything is an agenda, and she's the puppet behind Bree, telling Bree what to do. So when you're talking to Bree, you're basically talking to Gypsy.
yeah, and I see people in the chat saying, why was Gypsy messaging you? She did message me. Well, I think I DM'd her first, and I was just like, hey, thanks for following. Like I said, I really didn't know anything about the case. Like, from my understanding, it was like she was abused, and like her mom had Munchausen by proxy, and then she ended up manipulating, you know, Nicholas Godejohn into doing the
crime.
act, I guess.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of empathy for her, because from my understanding, she really had been abused. And so, I don't know. I mean, I saw that she followed me, and I messaged her, and I was like, hey, I don't really remember exactly what the conversation was, but I was just basically saying thanks for following me.
She actually wasn't. She has a chromosomal disorder, and it's just a huge defense. Like, the whole Munchausen thing isn't real.
Are you still?
Yeah, I just
following?
read about the micro deletion thing. I didn't even know about that.
And she denies that she has it. Like, and she says that she had all these surgeries she didn't need, but like, she actually needed every single eye surgery she had. She needed her ear, she had chronic ear infections. She was not gaining weight. She went along with the con too, and pretended she couldn't walk, and did PT, and like went to therapy, was in the hospital, wouldn't move. Like, she was dedicated to the con because she and her mom got free shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All I know is that I don't want to be in the middle of all of it anymore. I would have to keep doing research. I mean, I have been watching a lot of stuff about it the past couple of days just because I'm like, what really did happen? I really don't know, because both sides are so adamant that they are the ones that are correct,
Well, I would just honestly, like, I'm not going to pay you to roast anyone. I don't want you, like, I just wanted to know why they're all flipping out. So really why they're flipping out is that they don't want people to know that they paid you all to do this. And then they also paid you to protect Bree so that Bree wouldn't get roasted, which is pretty manipulative, honestly. It's like they knew what they were doing by going after Fancy, and then there was no means to go back because Fancy gets humiliated by you to this larger audience, and then Bree doesn't get anything back. Like, it's very manipulative.
Right.
So I see a lot of content creators that have that spin where it's like they're going to punk somebody, like prank call or, send a envelope of glitter, whatever, And so what's something that was intended to be innocent, because they're a gang mindset. This is gang activity is what we're dealing with. It's completely unhinged and it's gone way too far.
They're insane. I mean, Ethan, they like put out people's phone numbers and there's a girl in here who made one comment about Bree, and Bree went ahead and put out her full name, spoke about her marriage, completely doxed this woman to the point that was unnecessary. This woman is a no one. That her husband's brother is Christy Blanchard's cousin. They basically just did it to intimidate her to shut up.
Yeah. So
And that's all for a criminal. They're doing this for a criminal. Over on this side, we're not criminals. That's all I'm saying. And I'm mellow. I'm not in the middle of this.
yeah.
Very mellow, actually.
And I'm pretty open and honest about stuff. That's why I'm just straight up telling you, yes, they paid for it, and this is what they told me. But like I said, it was never I don't know, it was never intended to be anything like what it turned into,
Well, I'm sorry that you got brought into this, honestly.
It's all right. I mean, shit happens. I don't stand behind everything that I do and say on the internet, all the time, but I always, will admit when I've made a mistake or, when I feel like I should have not done something.
What did Gypsy say to you, though?
Hold on. I guess I can't look while I'm on here, but, she didn't really say too much. I just said something like, I have a lot of haters on the internet. I know how it is to have people, always talking about you, whatever. Because that was pretty much all I knew about her, is that a lot of people disliked her. So I was basically just saying, hey, a lot of people dislike me. And, and she was basically just responding to that and saying, well, it's good to know that somebody out there, can relate to me or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something along those lines.
Yeah, she's playing into the victim mentality of it all.
Yeah.
Someone in this comment said you still follow Gypsy and Bree, which, you guys be patient, y'all. He's literally just learning, and let's just chill. People get they get kind of, what Gypsy does is very scary, Ethan. She convinced a person to kill someone, right? And she's had people, a couple weeks ago, she had one of her followers threaten to shoot someone for her.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I do still follow them, but that doesn't really mean that I agree with everything that they say and do, or that I'm not, starting to kind of look at both sides of it. I just don't. I don't know.
I was just trying to get my punk somebody and make a little bit of side cash, and now here we are.
Right, that's...
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so...
But anyway, I'm probably going to hop down off of here, but, is there anything else you guys wanted to ask me before I get off of here?
No. So really why they're fighting is because screenshots were taken from your Discord. They were in your Discord. They don't want people to know that they were in your Discord. They don't want people to know how fucking involved they are in all of this because it makes them look bad.
Yep, pretty much.
And they're busted, and so they're just trying to deflect right now and point fingers at each other. And I'm sorry that you got brought into it. If you do have a heart, honestly, you don't have to apologize to her, but you could say sorry to her, to Fancy at some point. You could take the video down. You could do any of those things. But like, Fancy is collateral damage here.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the video down, and maybe I'll message her and say something to her about it. I don't really have any ill feelings towards her. It was never really about her in the first place, you know?
Well,
Barry, be respectful. Stop being rude.
Huh?
Wait, message me and I'll drop you all into Bree's Discord and you can see all the screenshots. Well, Aaron, everyone can go into Bree's Discord. Thank you, Ethan, for your honesty. We don't have shit lists over here. We're just, like, honestly, Katie Joy and my crew, we're just chill.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you letting me on here.
Yep, no
Tell
problem.
my side of it.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, I actually kind of feel bad, like, for him. Like, I mean, on one hand, like, he's getting paid to roast people, so I'm not.
Yeah, he just had a side hustle. He was just trying to make some money, and then
You have to
probably had
expect
not a
that to happen
clue.
though. Like if you roast the wrong people, then people are gonna come back for you. There's like backlash for that, no matter what.
My husband's all, thank you.
That's what I was laughing about. You can't in good conscience take $40 to go roast people on the internet and then act surprised when you get shit back at you.
Right.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you. That's the whole thing I was thinking the whole time.
I was laughing the whole time he was talking.
I mean, I'm trying to understand that he's doing a hustle, and I'm like, I don't agree with anyone paying anyone. I think that's nasty, and I think now I understand why they're all melting down. Because the lengths that they are going to harass Fancy is obscene. I mean, to the point that Gypsy filed a meaningless lawsuit in Missouri, knowing full well that they didn't have jurisdiction, to try to lure her down there, to then set her up to have Mike, like, basically get her arrested for a misdemeanor that isn't extraditable, just to make her look even more unhinged.
I think it's funny that they had to actually pay him ahead of time not to roast Bree, though. They had to see the blowback coming.
And that's why she's freaking out. And that's why that's why she's taking Beth's side, because she knows that Beth is taking those screenshots. She knows it. And she knows that if she doesn't take Beth's side, she's going to get her ass roasted. And because she's taking Beth's side because Beth was in Morbid's server and she wanted Morbid's shit.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Ethan is screwed now. Like, Morbid's already coming after him. This is going to be like 3 YouTube episodes long. Like, this is not ending anytime soon.
Bree was on talking about me and I swiped up and found this live and heard my name, LOL. Now can we hear the rest of the recording? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Seem like that. I am sorry if Aaron happens to hear this. It wasn't about, just like the shit from the beginning, saying that like I wouldn't trust Aaron. That's not what I said. What I said was, I've been knowing Aaron for a week. I've been knowing Beth for months. I'm not just gonna be like, okay, like, no, I want to see more proof, and that's reasonable. There's nothing wrong with wanting to see more than just what they say, because I've been knowing Beth for months and I've been knowing Aaron for a week. Why would I ever just like go side with somebody and just throw Beth, someone who has been a good friend to me,
to the side because what? Because Aaron or because like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to compromise my integrity for a damn person. I don't care if it's my best friend.
Oh my God. This is, okay, hold up. Can you pause this? Can you pause this? She's gaslighting this because the truth is she wants what Beth has. And she doesn't want to believe that Beth is also on the other side. And she's an idiot. And Beth was an anti-Brie creator. She has no integrity. Okay, go ahead.
End of the day, that relationship came about between Rez and them. It was transactional. Your immunity was transactional. Those videos were, well, at least the first one was transactional. So we don't know what Rez and Aaron still have and what Rez is still paying for. It's transactional.
I don't think that Aaron has any intentions of coming after you, Brie. I think she was upset because she took it as you're calling her, you're telling him not to trust her and that she's a liar. So maybe that's something you want to get straight with her. Maybe you don't.
I did message her. I don't know if she answered me back. But what I said, and I don't know why she took it that way. I mean, I guess because she's a part of it. I don't know. But all I know is that by the end of that message, what I said was, I'm not telling you what to do or who to believe. But this is something that Rez does because she does do this. And everybody's been warning me. And yeah, right now I'm on my public live and everybody can see this and hear this. Y'all were right. Like, I will give them that. They were right about Rez.
Okay, what she's paranoid about. Okay, I get it. I figured it out. What she's paranoid about, she's paranoid that Rez gave them dirt on her, and she's afraid that Ethan's going to blast all the dirt on her. That's what she's terrified of. And so that's why she's taking Beth's side for some reason. I don't know why. And honestly, like, she's trying to say that Rez is the one that caused the problem. She's actually the one that caused the problem. Because I guarantee you that Rez went to Ethan for Brie. Because why would she pay for a roast for Fancy and immunity for Brie? That doesn't make any sense unless it was backed by Brie. Brie is the one that created this whole problem. She wanted Fancy roasted. Nobody hates Fancy more than Gypsy, and Brie is Gypsy's mouthpiece.
Ethan didn't even know who she was. They didn't even know who any of these people were.
I know, and Aaron says I form my own opinion on Brie. Well, it's not hard to form your opinion on Brie. She's fucking crazy. Okay, continue.
A lot. We made a pact that none of this was going to happen. That she wouldn't and she didn't keep her pact. She said, she wrote me and said, I'm a woman of my word, so I'll keep my pact. I'm going to talk to you when I'm ready. Which, right there, I should have been like, no. What do you mean talk to me when you're ready? You're the one that caused this. But I did. And then she wrote me a message saying, so I thought about it. Not talked about it, because our pact was that we would talk to each other. We didn't talk to each other. She wrote me back and said, we're going to go our separate ways, blah, blah. And then she shared one of our private messages in the Discord. We're going to talk about screenshots. And then she also went and said that I don't have protection anymore. Like, Rez, over a 7-month friendship that I actually really cared about, that I defended her. Like, when I tell you the problems that have been created because of Rez, like, people
because of you.
Do it.
Because of Brie. All of this is Brie's problem.
Yeah. Here's where she starts crying.
Messages in the Discord. We're going to talk about screenshots. And then she also went and said that I don't have protection anymore. Like, Rez, over a 7-month friendship that I actually really cared about, that I defended her. Like, when I tell you the problems that have been created because of Rez, like, people always want to talk about that. The problems in my life over the last 7 months that came from Rez, oh, you wouldn't even believe it. Like, more than half of the shit I deal with is because of Rez. Because I took up for Rez. More than half of it. But she didn't give a fuck about me in the end.
No, Brie. All of
this is the point I'm trying.
Brie, nobody would care about you if not for Gypsy. Stop. She's blaming Rez? No. Everyone hates you because of what you do for Gypsy. You are the problem, Brie.
Right, but she doesn't see it. And then that's what I was saying earlier is the majority of these people, I'm not saying all of them, but for sure Bree needs a sense of belonging.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
and purpose. And she's such a lost soul. It's really sad. She just is trying to get in where she can fit in.
She feels like a sense of like importance because she's close to a public figure, and she feels like she's fighting a righteous fight for her, much like Mr. Godejohn felt like he was doing. And she is being manipulated by Gypsy, but she's also, I think, a narcissist herself, honestly.
Yeah. She definitely has some kind of, like, I would say borderline personality disorder because she's so histrionic.
Yeah. Why is she crying over an online friend? Exactly. And she's over on her live, probably talking shit about me, but who cares? Now go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, I know you don't like Beth, but at the end of the day, Rez is not a good person. She has hurt so many people, and she caused all of this. And I just wish you would see it. That's all, Sheena. Like, I love you, and I don't want to see you leave this community. That hurts me. It does. You don't have to like Beth to be a part of this.
I never said any of the things that you're saying. I never said she's a good person. I never said she wasn't wrong. I never said any of that.
But
because something doesn't mean you're not thinking things. Sometimes I'm thinking things and I just don't say it. You know?
But Sheena, why would you want ties with someone like that and you know they're not a good person?
I don't talk to Rez every day. You know,
but you know a lot.
Hey buddy, how you doing? You know what I mean?
But do you know if Beth has been on her page? You know all these things. You're getting screenshots. Like if you don't have a
I didn't get that from her. I didn't get that from her.
But is someone connected to her? Like that's not a good. That's
exactly. Not good. And I don't care if you're friends with Rez. At the end of the day, I don't even care.
Someone who doesn't trust Beth, basically. Not everyone in here trusts Beth, and that's just the way it's going to be because not everybody's going to agree. And we don't have to agree.
I'm not asking everyone to agree on that.
Move on,
I'm not asking everyone. I know, but you see, like, and I'm okay. If I can be okay with that, I don't understand how you or anyone that feels that way can't be okay with accepting the fact that all of this was not Beth's fault.
We're not begging everybody to like Beth. We're not begging everybody to trust Beth. But in this instance, Beth is not the one that's wrong, period. That's the whole point of everything.
You know what else is crazy to me? I just want to say this real quick, is how she goes from sobbing to just dry-eyed.
I know. I think that's what I told you. I think she's got some kind of cluster B personality disorder. She reminds me of Robin Brown from Sister Wives.
Yeah, it's
like
definitely clustered.
It goes from like straight crying to like totally not. And another thing that I'm noticing is it's like she's using like very us versus them, like if you're not with me, you're against me kind of thing. An
extension of herself. Like you're an extension of me.
Yeah, exactly. And like what is really weird to me though is like Beth is the one that took the screenshots. I mean, I have the woman who set up the bot and Ethan in my live saying Beth took the screenshots. And she's going and saying Beth didn't take the screenshots. Why? Because Beth kisses her ass and pretends to support her. But I can't figure out why she's riding so hard for Beth and not for Rez, other than the fact she's trying to publicly smear Rez because it's going to come out that they paid for Fancy.
And because Sheena is not agreeing with her, they're all ganging up on Sheena.
Yeah. They're all ganging up on her because Sheena actually sees it for what it is.
Yeah.
And she's trying to make Rez the bad person because she knows that she and Rez probably did this together. But she's got to make Rez look like the bad one.
So you see this kind of behavior and mindset in a lot of gang leaders and gangs, like this familial family kind of,
Well, yeah, and I cover cults. This is very cult leader too.
This is what this is. So
cult. Narcissists like Christy and Gypsy, they create like cult-like followings, and Gypsy's following is like a cult. They're crazy.
It's crazy to me. I don't understand it, but I'm not a follower, so here we go. Okay, I'll finish playing.
Because I do care about Gina and I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. But one thing I cannot stand is I care about people at the end of the day. more than just an individual thing. I care about people, and I don't think people should be treated a certain way, especially when they never did anything wrong. And if Rez,
But you paid for somebody to be roasted.
Right. And then you also had someone pay for you not to get roasted, and you're freaking out now because Rez doesn't like you anymore, and you're worried that she's going to pay to have you roasted and
That you're going to be found out. Yeah.
Yeah.
She created her own storm, and now she's crying because it's raining. It's storming.
Right.
The storm is storming.
No, I know that Rez paid. We get that. We understand that Rez paid, but nobody understands that, like, everyone's doing this for Gypsy.
For Bree, yeah.
Yeah, everyone is doing this for Bree, for Gypsy, because nobody gives a shit about Fancy hurting Gypsy other than Gypsy.
Because Bree doesn't have the money to do it. If she had the money to do it, she'd have done it, but she didn't have it, so she found
And
somebody that
why
did.
are Gypsy and her stepmom going so hard at Fancy for simply having an opinion that isn't the same? It's like they're doing to Fancy what now they're ganging up on Sheena. This is what they do. Now maybe you understand why it was so hard for me to remove myself from this situation. And you guys have all heard Bree throw out shit about my son, call me a child abuser, say that got all these everyone sues me, and I need to worry about these restraining orders that I don't have. You know, she pulls up shit to try to humiliate me, says that I'm an addict or a drunk or whatever. And she's doing that all for Christy and Gypsy. That's what they do. And now this is what they're doing to Sheena. If you don't agree with them, this is what they do.
And literally, like, you'll hear, I don't know if I caught it on the end of this, but literally, like, at one point, Sheena was like, because it was like 2:00 in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and I was up and it was on, and I was like, oh my God, I'm recording this. But she was literally like, I'm going to go. I didn't sign up for this. Like, she wanted to get off, and they were all just like, they lit into her even heavier. And then Bree starts crying, and it was just crazy. It was crazy.
You guys, Betty Spaghetti, I really don't care what Bree is doing in her life. You guys, if anyone knows me over here, do we care when she talks about me in this live? No. What do we always say? Christy, if you have something to fucking say, you can call me, you can send me an email. I don't give a shit what Bree has to say about me. Bree is the one via Rez that paid someone to bully Fancy, and then also had someone pay to keep her safe. Think about that. All for a schmurderer.
Let me just say this, that in prison, that's what safe prisons investigators are in there for this kind of stuff right here. Because that's what gangs do in prison. They pay people to do this kind of stuff. This is prison behavior, criminal behavior. That's what that is.
I did block Christy. Christy has 800 sock accounts. Christy's blocked on all platforms by me. Her phone number's blocked, but Christy has 8,000 sock accounts. They have so many fake accounts. You have to remember how Gypsy committed her crime to begin with. Okay, go for it.
So, I don't know. Well, I'm going to message you a question. Remind me to message you, okay? I'm not going to say it on here.
would have came and made videos about me like that, you damn right I would have been in those comments. And that's what Beth did. And I don't think it's right for how people are, whether you trust her or not, I don't think it's right the way that she was treated today. I don't. And that's what I don't get. I don't get how anybody can. I don't understand how all people can't be on the same page as me with that. I don't get it.
You say treated today. What are you talking about? Like the screenshots of the. I mean, what are you talking about?
Does anybody else want to explain how she was treated today?
I mean, I only caught the end of that live, and I saw Beth being treated really badly. And by the time I got up in the panel to ask questions, the live was over because Jeanette's
There was
phone.
Dreamers Live where I had to go in there, and there were several in Dreamers comments that was on Beth's
next. And I come up in the channel and I was like, Dreamer's platform is not the place for this. You can take it anywhere else that you feel like you need to take it, but you cannot do this here. Dreamer has been left in the dark on purpose. Nobody wanted to include Dreamer in all of the stuff that's going on, all of the things that hadn't been said, all of the things that had been said, but this is not the place for it. You have to take it somewhere.
Isn't it interesting that they want to leave Dreamer out of this, because Dreamer's whole thing is she doesn't want anyone being bullied? So are they intentionally trying to like leave it out that they paid Ethan to bully Fancy? I mean,
which one's Dreamer?
The old lady that has like hair all over her face.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The mama from the train.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, do you think like they don't want her to know that because she rides and says like, I stand up to bullies? Because that's her big thing. Like, she hates people that bully. It's just weird.
Yeah, but what are we doing? We're paying someone to bully. Well,
Like,
I mean,
listen, I wish that, I feel like Ethan is being very misguided in doing this, and it's not a hustle that I think is, I don't know, it's just you're asking for trouble.
I have thoughts on it, but I don't want to say it on this live.
Yeah. I'm sure that Sherry was somehow roasted by Ethan. Like, listen, we're talking about Fancy, and that's who we're talking about. We're not, I mean, if you're someone that's been roasted by him, I am sorry. I don't know anything about you. I'm sorry. I've never even seen you before. Okay, go ahead.
Hadn't been said, all of the things that had been said, but this isn't the place for it. You have to take it somewhere else. Stop.
Because you see, I don't think you realize, because multiple people told me that Beth was treated like crap today, but you don't see it. But because you don't like her, that's why.
No, it's not about that. Katie did a very good job of explaining from every perspective how people felt, what people thought, and there what I thought was a resolution, and then we just
to shut her up.
You know,
To make that.
to shut her up.
Yeah.
It is. It wasn't. It was to say, look, you just can't do the things you're doing and not expect for these people not to come.
You're doing it again. You're doing it again. You just did it again, and you can't say you didn't. Oh my God, you just did. Like, you can't be doing the things you're doing and not expect people. She did not fucking do anything to her. That's right. Oh my God, now I'm getting frustrated. Now I'm getting frustrated. Okay, because you're not accepting it, and this hurts that you're gonna let this. Because you cannot accept, like, you just did it again, though. You just did it again.
I'm repeating what was said today, okay?
But you still feel that way.
And I'm just telling you how it went. There was no mistreatment. It wasn't like that.
See, that's the part I just told you about, where Sheena was like, "I'm gonna go. I didn't sign up for this," and Bree went in harder.
Right. And honestly, I think she's reacting to the fact that, like, she's saying that, like, you can't expect to go into somewhere and then run and play the victim, because it's like she's saying that about Beth, but she's also like, if Bree would think about it, it's relevant to what Bree does.
Right. And she's not allowing this woman to have her own opinion, and just, she's trying to force her to agree with her. And she's like, I don't agree with you. I'm telling you what was said. I'm just repeating what was said in the live, and you're coming at me.
I'll tell you what my opinion of Bree is that she came into this family's life and it became a shit show. Obviously, as you can see, I mean, it was already a shit show because Gypsy's a shit show, but Bree systematically, very systematically tried to get every friend out of their lives and make them think that she was their only friend. She wants to be the only friend, and she wants to be the one that's closest to her, and she feels like a sense of importance for it. And then she uses that because she thinks like people want to be close to her because she knows Gypsy, and then that makes her feel important in a world where she's not an important person.
And see, and there's history where when Gypsy was doing time, that there have been women that have come out that were essentially the Bree that did time with her, you know, and she disposed of them when she got out and used parole as an excuse.
I tried to tell her.
Because they don't serve a purpose for her anymore.
I tried to tell Bree she's one of many people. Like I said, Gypsy, you are in a line of like, there's 100 bodies behind you, Bree. You're nothing to her. Gypsy has no feelings for people at all.
Yeah, she'll dispose of her when it becomes an issue, when it no longer suits her.
Yeah.
Whatever agenda.
The one, maybe if you would have been the one in her position, you would have felt mistreated.
The comment she was tore up.
I don't
She
think
got tore up
Katie
in the
or
comment.
Bunny was there. Bunny spoke up. Katie was there. You think?
Yeah, but you know what? Also, one thing I will say, and I hate that me and Katie and Bunny got into a fight over this, because I don't think they knew all the details. They knew that Beth went over there and said stuff. I'm wondering, Planty, if you can answer me, did you know that Beth did not say a damn thing to Rez until Rez made that post? Did you know that part yet? I want to see what look what Planty just said. This is Planty taking accountability and realizing she was wrong. I did not know that. Exactly. She did not know that. And that's what we're trying to explain to you, and you will not accept that. But other people are realizing that. That's because she was treated the way she was treated. Beth was treated the way she was treated because people were under the impression that she started stuff with Rez, and that's not what happened. So she would have been treated differently probably if people had known that. That's what we're trying to say. Robert, then you'll be able to know for sure. Yeah, I know. Beth was mistreated.
Yeah, I don't think she was mistreated though. I don't think Gigi would allow someone to be mistreated either. You know.
Tina, it wasn't in the panel. It was in the comment. And I'm saying it wasn't in the panel, Sheena. It was the comments. They ate her alive. It was nonstop the whole time, just like over a Dreamers Live. And she said 4 different times, "I will block them."
You don't fucking know me. You don't know me, okay? Everyone in here that knows me knows that I'm an emotional person, and I can start crying at any minute, and I can stop crying at any minute. So
and we're gonna fucking cry with her. We're gonna cry with her too. So you can fuck off.
Did you hear what she just said? And we're gonna cry with her too.
Yeah, I feel like someone needs to like call a 5150 on Bree or something like.
But at least she has the awareness that she can turn it on and off. She legitimately, those were her own words. I can turn it on and I can turn it off.
She's
and then this Amelia chick comes in and she's like, and we're going to cry with her.
She's manipulative. Like it's you guys, Gypsy is on parole and these people are like trying to pay Ethan to bully people they don't like. And they're manipulating him to doing this, and they're bringing him into a situation he doesn't know anything about. And poor Erin, who seems like a good person, I actually thought she was, I believe her. I believe she set up the bot. I have no doubt that she did all of that. I don't have any reason to not believe her.
Yeah, she doesn't have a dog in this fight. She's like, I'm not even invested in any of this.
They paid us for this, and now, and then she said in the comments, I saw her in the comments say like, I figured out Bree after a few minutes. And I'm honestly, I'm like, this kind of shit should be reported to her parole officer because like, you're having someone by proxy pay someone to harass someone that has medical records and reports on the truth about you and has your case discovery.
I mean, realistically, like if you are in that business, you're going to get pushback. And that should have been, he should have seen that coming, honestly. And it just goes to show that everyone was correct, that they're paying people to hush other people.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Charles Manson so much. Like he just sat back and was kind of like the puppet master, and let everybody, his followers, do all of his dirty work.
I mean, Gypsy does do things like she gives people gifts, they buy people things, they like they definitely like throw people stuff. And like she's trying to bring creators onto her series to get people to come on her side. And like, I know she thought she could get the reality lady Julie to be on her side, and I like Julie, but Julie is very vanilla about it, and you know, I said if you're not firm with Gypsy, she's gonna steamroll you.
She said 4 different times, I will block them. You can only take
You don't fucking know me. You don't know me, okay? Everyone in here that knows me knows that I'm an emotional person, and I can start crying at any minute, and I can stop crying at any minute. So
And we're
you
gonna
can
fucking
get the
cry
fuck.
with her. We're gonna cry with her
Get the
too,
fuck.
so you can fuck off. So this girl got mutilated. You're only going to be able to take it on the chin so many times before you come back with an answer, but you've got an attitude in your voice. But you're telling them, hey, I'll block them. But you have an attitude because you done been punched in the face so many fucking times in the last fucking 30 minutes that you can barely see straight. It's like, it's abusive.
But they paid to have Fancy roasted. What has Fancy been through?
Right.
So crazy to me. Okay.
I do like that Ethan said he'll probably take that video down.
Yeah.
Then why didn't you speak up and say so, Carrie?
I did.
I didn't hear you say anything.
And that's why I came in here.
I wasn't reading the comments. To be
I was
honest,
in the-
I didn't read the comments.
The live ended before I could read.
No, and Dorcas,
wasn't
the thing
reading
that
the
just Katie and them was saying Beth needs to stop going over the place that caused drama. Yes, that's the thing. They didn't know what actually happened. Because I agree, and that's why it's sad that me and Katie like, 'cause I agree with that. But that's because they were under the impression that she went over to Rez and started problems. Because the other places that she goes to, this wasn't about that. Nobody did anything to Beth like Rez did over there. That's not what happened. So no, I agree, and that's why I hate that I fought with Katie about this, because the thing is, at the end of the day, Katie didn't even know all the details.
Oh no, Aaron says that. Hold on, Aaron says that Bree has warned her that Ethan and my friendship is over. How does Bree control your friendship, Aaron?
Bree doesn't even control her own friendship.
Bree can't even pay her electric bill, Aaron. Like she was complaining about $8 that she had to pay for a bill today. And she wanted to spend that $8 on something else. I appreciate you being here, Aaron. I really do. Like, I'm sorry you got brought into this. I really am. He wouldn't even listen to her message.
We were laughing about it.
I mean, Bree should have a shirt that says, "It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me." What?
I was singing along with you. I was being your backup.
It's tea time. Everybody agrees.
He's on whose panel?
Ethan is at Bree now.
I haven't had a single drink Aubrey Zombie. Like, these people are just idiots.
God, they always come for you, man.
Like, I don't even care. Yeah, tell Bree to get her someone call a 5150. No, don't call a 5150. Really.
Next, they're gonna try to pay someone to roast you. It's gonna be awful. Watch.
That's
Aaron,
the problem, is that people
Aaron,
go
don't
real
accept
life.
any money from me. Like, do not roast me.
Let me go ahead and put in for your immunity now.
Yeah, like, I'm not paying for immunity, though. I hope Ethan's like, yeah. Is there more?
Yeah, there's like 5 more minutes. Hold on.
Oh, is that why she's freaking out? Because Aaron's gonna make a video about her? Oh, shit. Is that why she's panicking? Because Aaron's gonna make a video about her?
Aaron, make sure you get all the time she's sniffing on Mive.
Oh God. Listen, I'm not about roasting. Like, Bree is so insignificant to me. She's just a pathetic human being. But like, she did go after my child, Aaron. Just if that want to make, my child is disabled. He's 12 and he's had open heart surgery. And
I will pay to roast Bree at that point because that's terrible. And Sheena, because remember I stand 10 toes down behind that.
Yeah, and she.
Aaron, I'm just curious. Is there information that she shared with y'all that was confidential that she's scared that's going to get out?
Like, why is she so scared about them going after her? Like, I don't, what does she possibly think that they have? What happened between Ethan and Bree now? They've never been friends. Because Swoop made a video about Gypsy. He's so stupid. And I didn't even watch Swoop's video because it was I don't like Swoop. She's stupid. Okay. I'm sorry. No, I don't mean I don't like her. No. A lot of people didn't like her video about Gypsy.
Okay, here we go.
The live ended before I could say.
No, and Doris was reading that just Katie and them was saying Beth needs to stop going over the place that caused drama. Yes, that's the thing. They didn't know what actually happened because I agree, and that's why it said that me and Katie was fighting because I agree with that. But that's because they were under the impression that she went over to Rez and started problems because the other places that she goes to, this wasn't about that. Nobody did anything to Beth like Rez did over there. That's not what happened. So no, I agree, and that's why I hate that I fought with Katie about this because the thing is, at the end of the day, Katie didn't even know all the details. And they assume because of, people come over there and say these certain things but without knowing. And that's the reason I like to get to the bottom of something and find the facts before I accuse anybody of anything. Because at the end of the day, Beth wasn't going over there to start shit with her. Because we always tell Beth, even though we always tell Beth not to go over there, but then people send her over there. But Beth has not, when she trolled Fun Times the other day, her trolling was her going in there and she was just being nice and like that, which pissed them off, which made Pink Sands, I believe, like leave, like get off, like it was like a nice trolling, but when
Which
people
we have other people here that do that. She's not the only one.
Right.
My whole thing is, if she's doing something now that's offensive to anybody that's in the community, then that's one thing. But she's not. We're holding her past against her. And
They're just like, you know what I think is crazy? Is they talk about trolling like it's just something to do. Like it's not harassment to do what they're doing.
Yeah, there was one part that I think it's coming up. I'm not sure, but I think it's coming up where she's like, she was trolling, but not in a bad way.
Right. Like they've come in here and trolled and they're being abusive when they come in. They make comments about me being an alcoholic or a child abuser or whatever. Like, that's not trolling. That's harassment. And they're not doing it for the purpose of being silly and stupid. They're doing it to cause problems.
Yeah.
Then that's what your choice is to do, but it ain't right. And for me, I don't deal with bullies at all. I don't like it, and I'm not going to sit and watch somebody get mangled. If they're not doing anything, if they are doing something, then they deserve it. What, Stevie?
Holding her past against her, but also things that she's been sent over there to do as well.
Exactly.
I was in the live today, and I would like to say something really quick. I should be asleep. The bus is going to come in like 4 hours. But my initial information on that live was that Jeanette was upset because she saw what was happening to Beth in the comments, and it made her mad. And she wanted to talk about it, and she wanted to give Beth the opportunity to speak about what was happening to her. Yes. I was shocked by a few people who were saying they were in support of Beth that I didn't know they were. I have been in support of Beth. I never asked any of my friends to support her or I won't be friends with you. I am fully aware of everyone's opinions on Beth, and I respect everyone's opinions on Beth. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to say when I think something is being done wrong to anyone. And in that live, I said, if it was Beth, if it was Sheena, if it was Katie, if it was Bree, if it was Carrie, if it was Amelia, if it was Stevie, I would be saying the same thing. Unfortunately, the live started that way, and then by the end, we were telling a grown person that they had to block somebody. And I told all of y'all, if you were to tell Bree she had to block someone, she'd tell you all to go whatever. But everyone continued to do it. I didn't really get a chance to speak that much, and when I did, it was my friendship with Katie is being ruined by Beth. My friendship with so-and-so is being ruined by Beth. Beth is not the problem, and that's all the whole thing was supposed to be about, but that's not how it ended.
Exactly.
It's absolutely not, but
Can I say something before I
doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, go ahead. Amelia.
So, you mentioned that Jeanette had the live so that Beth could come talk about what she was doing. And then people are complaining about Beth talking about what's happening to her when she was invited there to do it. I'm confused by that.
Opportunity
Why is everybody beating at Beth about talking about her problems when she was invited to do it?
That's not how it happened. Listen, let me make myself really plain here.
I'm sorry, Sheena, no, I'm going to stop you because that is the DM that I got from Jeanette.
Oh my God, I got flagged for harassment.
Do it.
I just got flagged for harassment.
I knew it was coming.
And it's just them talking. All right, I gotta restart. I'm not gonna get banned over this. Get banned over this. Here. Isn't it? We got
Okay, so
flagged?
there's only like 1 minute left on here.
Okay.
I will.
That was because of me. This was not a beat up. Nobody was telling her, you have to block these people. Yes, they were.
Everybody was telling her
Yes, did. Crystal, not everybody did. Because I was not in on none of that. You can't force a grown person to do something. That's exactly where it went.
Okay, but the comments were telling her in all caps to block.
And
they told her to
people in the
block, they
panel,
blocked.
many people in the panel were saying, you have to block them. Go and block them now and come back.
And if you don't
People in the
block them,
comments
they'll
were
block
saying it. Exactly. If you don't block them, you're getting blocked.
Well, that's what
forcing
Sheena said.
someone
Sheena
to block
started that.
somebody.
All right, that's the end of it.
Okay. Everyone, please keep tapping. Okay. That was someone else's live. Yeah, that was Bree's live. Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Like, they're yelling about Beth, but Beth actually did take screenshots. We know this now because Ethan literally and Aaron have told us this. I believe Ethan and Aaron. They have zero reason to lie. He admitted that they paid him to roast Fancy and they paid him to not roast Bree.
Right.
What I can't understand is why she's going so hard for Beth when Beth is the one that is doing stuff for Morbid too. Like, does she want Beth because Beth was in Morbid's Discord? Is that why?
I don't know if it's, I don't know. I do know that they're arguing with Sheena, trying to convince Sheena. It's almost like the whole thing was just trying to convince Sheena and like argue their point with Sheena. Because right after this, Sheena was like, I'm out. She disconnected and was like, I'm going to bed. Like, she was over it. She's like, that's not what happened. She had a whole different perspective of it. So I will say this. I have 7 different reentry programs to write for my women tomorrow.
Yeah.
That are actually wanting to do something with their life. So I'm going to go and do that. But that was what I recorded last night. I was like 20 minutes and I couldn't take any more. I was like, oh my God.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. I'm going to join the chat and I'll watch, and I'm still listening.
Okay. Thank you, Bree or Faith. So I'm trying to figure out like why she's writing so hard for. Does she want her as a spy? Is that what we're thinking?
I think she knows something that she doesn't want her to put out there, is what I think. They do everything with a purpose.
Yeah, like does Beth know something about Bree that she doesn't want out there?
I think Beth knows a whole lot.
No, Beth didn't pay immunity. Rez paid immunity. So Resident Midnight paid Ethan to roast Fancy and then also paid Ethan $40 not to roast Bree. He's being gaslit. No, Bree is not Beth. They're two different people.
My thing is that Bree has a lot of friends on the internet that like she values so much, but yet she's never met these people. Like Gypsy, met her twice.
I think 3 times maybe. But you're right. They sought out Ethan while Gypsy is on parole. And they joined Ethan's Discord, and Aaron also set up a Discord for Bree. And Aaron is Ethan's bestie. And Aaron and Ethan both came up on my panel. Oh, we were joking about him roasting Bree. I don't, frankly, yeah, he's internet sweetheart guy. Listen, I don't condone or support paying anyone to do that. If anyone knows my platform, they should know that that's not what I'm about. I just don't think, we were joking when we said it. Like, that's not what that's not what we're about. And he said that he would take down the video about Fancy. I just don't want, like, he got brought into this, and unfortunately, like, there's people that are not good people that are going to ask you to roast people. And this is kind of what happens when you do that kind of stuff. Of course, she's upset about the title of my live because Erin was on here and she said that she created a Discord for Bree, and they were also in Ethan's Discord, and Erin also Erin created a bot in both Discords that tells them exactly when screenshots are being taken. And Beth was screenshotting Ethan's Discord and Bree's Discord for Morbid. And then Beth was also in Morbid's Discord and taking screenshots of Morbid's Discord for Bree.
She's like a double agent.
Yeah. Yep. So she's playing both sides. Because she used to be on the anti side and now she's on the pro side. And so she was pretending like she's friends with both. And for some reason, yeah, Erin doesn't like Bree. She said that she won't roast Bree because Bree's not worth her time. And she said it took her only a few minutes to realize what Bree was. And Ethan said that he had never had trouble in his Discord until he met Bree. So what does that tell you? Like,
I think Bree is worried that whatever Beth knows, she's going to tell Morbid and it's going to be worse.
Maybe. I don't know. Cajun said, I'm going to call her crybaby for now. She's like, she should be just sobbing Robin. She's like basically Robin Brown of the Gypsy Rose, like, saga. She's out of control.
She's having a manic episode mixed with snow.
The Anti-Gypsy Patrol. Sobbing Robin of the Anti-Gypsy Patrol. Sobbing Bree. She's like Robin Brown, you know? That's the problem, is like Bree thinks that everyone hates her and most of us don't even give a shit about her. Like, most of the time we're only watching her to see what she's doing for Gypsy. Like, I don't think she realizes that, you know, like nobody actually cares about Bree, like at all. Even a little bit. We're only watching to see what it is she's doing to help her schmurderer friend.
We're just there to witness the manic episode.
Yeah. Right? Like Bree who? You know how they have, I don't know if you guys watched the draft, the football draft, but I don't remember how many picks there are, but the very last pick in the draft, do you know what he's called? It's called Mr. Irrelevant. Right? So he's the very last pick in the 7th round of the draft, and it's Mr. Irrelevant. So Bree is like Miss Irrelevant in the Anti-Gypsy Patrol draft. It's like the Paw Patrol. And she's like the dog that has 2 legs and a cart.
She's like those side characters they keep bringing into Paw Patrol. She's like the cats.
Yes, she's like the evil cats in Paw Patrol. Oh my God, I can't stop it. Like, anyway, I'm just like, why you have a 2-legged cart dog? Oh, that's cute. I wasn't trying to be, after I said that, I actually felt sad for the 2-legged dogs because Bree's is like, those 2-legged dogs are probably the sweetest dogs ever. So she only got associated with Gypsy in February, and she's like a pick-me girl.
She had to stalk her to get associated with her too. It wasn't even organic.
Yeah, it wasn't organic at all. She's just, I don't know, maybe lonely, maybe on rugs, I don't know. Anti-Gypsy Patrol. Oh, did you just change your name to Anti-Gypsy Patrol? Or did I just see your name and I saw that and I was like the Anti-Gypsy fan club president? She's the pro-Gypsy Patrol.
Bree stalked Gypsy to like a jazz fest or something, and like,
well, no, Jasmine, the fake PR lady, introduced Bree and wanted Bree to be like their nude bulldog, basically.
Really?
Yeah, but she kind of did stalk them in a roundabout way. Oh my God. Well, so what are we thinking about? Why is she having such a meltdown about this? Like, what is she so afraid of?
I think they said some stuff that they don't want out. I think Beth knows a lot because she has been around for a long time. She's been around about the same amount of time that Bree's known Gypsy, almost.
It's very obvious to me that Beth is the one that's playing both sides. And it's very obvious to me that anyone with a brain can see that. I actually like hate Sheena, but I kind of feel bad for how they treated her. But then I don't feel bad because Sheena's done that to me on their lives. So I was kind of like, on one hand, feeling sad for Sheena, but then on the other hand, thinking, you've done this to me, Sheena, you're a bully. And then on the other hand, I was like thinking, don't do that to Sheena. And then on the other hand, I was like, Sheena, you've done that to me.
Remember, you warned Sheena this was going to happen, and Sheena said you were lying.
Yeah, I did. I told Sheena this would happen.
I wonder if she's still saying everything with her whole chest, or she's like took a fresh thing of air there. She's just kind of depuffed a little bit.
Is she fighting? Is she yelling at Ethan? Gosh, I hope not. All right. Well, I'm going to get going, you guys. We will continue this conversation. I want to thank everyone who's been there, and I hope everyone has a good night. I'm going to like listen to her on as I'm falling asleep. It'll be entertainment that we can talk about tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.